attention to all participants and audience. Our webinar session will begin shortly. Make sure to remain seated and adjust yourself comfortably. Assalamualaikum and good morning to everyone. Welcome to our webinar. My name is Farah and I will be your moderator for today. As we all know, our webinar for today is entitled Training, Coaching and Mentoring Led by Example. This event is being organized by Bachelor Degree students in Food Service Management from University Teknologi Mara, Cawangan Terengganu, Campus Jungun. We are extremely excited to meet all the audience that are joining our webinar for today. And before we begin, let's all take a moment to praise Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala for all the rahmah He has given us as we are able to attend today's webinar on this blessing day through dua recitation. So, I would like to invite Muhammad Nizam bin Romli to lead the dua recitation. Bismillah.
Majlis kita dengan umul kitab Al-Fatihah. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين اللهم إنك خلاق العظيم إنك سميع عليم إنك غفور رحيم إنك رب العرش العظيم إنك بر الجواد الكريم. Sesungguhnya kami berhimpun pada hari ini bagi menyatakan kesyukuran kami di atas kurniaan-Mu yang tidak ternilai. Jadikanlah kami hamba-hamba-Mu yang sentiasa bersyukur atas nikmat-nikmat-Mu. Sesungguhnya Engkau maha mengetahui bahawa kami di sini ingin menimba ilmu-Mu yang sangat luas bagi mengembangkan potensi kami sebagai hamba-Mu yang Engkau redai. Justeru, berkati dan rahmatilah perhimpunan kami ini. Kurniakanlah kepada kami apa kiranya ilmu dan keberkatan dari-Mu. Sinarilah hati-hati kami dengan cahaya dan hidayah-Mu. Semoga dengannya kami mudah menerima dan menghayati serta mengamalkannya. Allahumma ya Karimu ya Rahim. Cucurilah rahmat dan rahim-Mu ke atas majlis training, coaching and mentoring lead by example yang diadakan pada hari ini. Berkatilah ia dari awal hingga akhirnya. Ya fa'alul lima yurid. Kami juga memohon perlindungan daripada-Mu dari segala perkara yang boleh mencacat celakan majlis kami dan daripada segala perkara yang melalaikan kami dari berbuat taat kepadamu. Kepadamu jua kami serah segala urusan kami. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina azaban nar. Wa sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wasallam walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Amin.
Amin, amin, Allahumma amin. Thank you again, Muhammad Nizam, for leading the dua recitation on our webinar today. Before we go further, I want to keep everyone reminded regarding the functionality of YouTube Live. Your active participation is really important throughout the whole session, and there are a few things that you can do to actively participate in our webinar, which include leaving your comments, any thoughts, or even opinions on the comment section. I will try my best to check out all the comments as well as respond to it as we go further. Plus, at the end of the session, there will be a Q&A session where you can ask any question regarding the topic we discussed. A short reminder to all participants and audiences. First, please ensure that you have filled up the registration form right now and the KI form that you will be able to access it at the end of the third slot. E-certificate will only be given to those who successfully submitted these forms. The link is on the YouTube description section below. And for your information, there will be a contest during the Q&A session sponsored by Zita. The first 3 participants who ask the best question related to this webinar topic will be selected as the winner. The prize is Energy Booster Aromatherapy by Zita, which is a therapeutic fragrance produced from 7 colors of roses, enriched with omega-3 and 6, which helps to relieve depression, enhance mood, and improve focus. I will keep you guys reminded. Don't worry. And now, we will play the video of the prize. audiences, we invited three honorable panels to join our webinar today. Representing the members of the event, I would like to express our deepest gratitude to Mrs. Anija, Mr. Haji Rizoni, and Ms. Diana for accepting our invitation and joining us today. Welcome to our webinar, Training, Coaching, and Mentoring Led by Example. And our first panel, which is Mrs. Anija binti Pangat. Now, I want to introduce our first panel. Mrs. Anija is the Principal Consultant of Sector-Specific Standards, SSSS, Serum STS Sdn Berhad. She is an alumni of University Putra Malaysia, UPM, graduated with a bachelor degree in biotechnology. Puan Anija, are you here with us today?
I'm here.
How are you doing today? Apa khabar Puan Anija? Sehat ke?
Great. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. And I hope you are doing fine today. Now we're gonna move on to thank you. Thank you, Panija. Now we're gonna move on to our second panel, which is Mr. Haji Rizoni bin Haji Sulaiman. He is the Head Department of Dietetic and Food Services, Hospital Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, HKLM. On top of that, he is an alumni of University Kebangsaan Malaysia, UKM, graduate with Bachelor Science Honour Dietetic. Mr. Haji Rizoni?
Ya, apa khabar? Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera, semua terbaik. Thank you.
Waalaikumsalam. And I hope you are doing good. Sehat?
Very good, insyaAllah. Mudah-mudahan.
InsyaAllah. Thank you, Tuan Haji. And now we're gonna move on to, I'm gonna introduce our last panel for today and also our third panel, Miss Nur Dayana Shafika binti Muhammad Nazlan. Ms. Diana Shafika is currently a Human Resources Executive at Nestle. She is a Human Resources practitioner with 5 years of experience in both the corporate and manufacturing industry. Ms. Diana, are you here with us?
Hello, Assalamualaikum. Hi, everybody. Good morning.
Good morning to you too, Ms. Diana. And I hope you are doing fine.
Yeah, I'm fine, alhamdulillah. And I hope the ones that are watching us on YouTube today will be given and provided with fruitful information from the three of us for today.
Inshallah. Thank you, Ms. Diana.
Welcome.
And here we have introduced all three of our panels on today's forum. Again, we like to mention that we are so honored to meet all the three amazing and respected panelists that joining us for today's webinar. The topic of our discussion for today's webinar is, like I had mentioned before, on training, coaching, and mentoring led by example. Therefore, we hope that our panels can share with us a lot of knowledge regarding this topic. And for all the audiences, you may ask any question and I will select some of these questions for the Q&A session later on. Without further ado, let us start with today's program. We're gonna start with our first slot, which is roles and importance of training. The main purpose of training is to produce a positive change in the functioning of an organization. There are a lot of benefits of training and development for employees. In addition, there are several factors that contribute to an establishment's success, and an effective training program ensures that employees have a consistent experience and background knowledge. Okay, so now we will start with Puan Anija. I will ask the panels a few questions and we're going to start with Puan Anija first. Puan Anija, so Puan Anija, you are an experienced person in Principal Consultant of Sector Specific Standards, SSS. So we want to know what is your role or your peranan in training at Serum STS Sdn Berhad.
Alright, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. Before I answer this question, let me introduce on the Serum overall businesses. Can I share those with you?
Yeah, sure. That will be great.
All right, hold on now. All right, can you see my slide now?
Yeah, on the cover, online webinar training, Serum STS.
All right, so this is Sirim Complex in Shah Alam. We are located in Section 2 Shah Alam, yeah, 50 acres aside. And basically, Sirim Training Services in Berhad is uh, here on the Block 1, 2, and 3. Right? So knowing Sirim, that most of us know Sirim about the helmet, the testing for helmet, the logo that given to the electrical appliances, yeah. But Sirim basically have their own sub business unit, as well as the building, which is located in several states. So our vision, mission, and corporate value is basically on the best partner for innovation. Yeah, this is the mission. We provide quality and sustainable innovation to industry, government, and society. Right. So group of companies. Yeah, we have the Sirim business unit and the statutory business unit, like the National Meteorology Institute. And I'm here in Sirim STS, Sirim Training Services in Berhad, and we are doing this training and consultation. So basically, my role as a principal consultant is actually giving those training, consultancy, as well as the standard development. So this is Sirim State Officers. Yeah. Uh, we are wholly owned subsidiary by Sirim Berhad. We are also the training approved provider by JAKIM, and as well as the MPOCC. Our mission is actually to be the preferred service provider in developing standards, training, and consultancy, as well as to fulfill customers' needs and enhance their business competitiveness through standards, quality, technology, and best practices. Right. So these are most our core business in terms of training, consultancy, and standard development. So basically, the training is meant for public, in-house, and consultancy. So these are the standard-based management system. We are conducting the lead auditor courses, quality and innovation, technology and certificate program, management courses, and recognition scheme. So I think that's all for the session, for the introduction of myself. So thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Pananija. That is very interesting. And also, uh, I want to know what is the training what kind of training young Syrian provide, and how was it conducted to make sure young employees follow established standards?
All right. Let me again share those. Yeah.
Sure.
Because I
Sure.
thought the next will be the other panels.
Oh
So
no,
all right now.
we're gonna complete all of the questions for you first, Pananija.
Okay.
So
Share cancel. Okay, now you can see the screen or not?
yeah, we can see.
All right. So the training, most of the training that we provide is more to training services consultancy. Let's say if it is relates to the food and beverages sector, it will be on the halal plan design, consultation, documentation development, implementation guidance, and also on the advisory on the testing requirement for food. Same goes to the Sirim Certified program. So what is Sirim Certified program? Is basically we collaborate with the universities or the industry in terms of giving them the certified, Sirim certified program for food safety management system executive, food safety management system professional, as well as certified internal audit. As I mentioned, maybe this one for this Sirim certified program is basically the collaboration between universities. So when you graduate later on, you will have two certificate. That means the certificate from the university itself and the certificate from Sirim STS. So Sirim will make sure that those, I would say, the undergraduate student will have those competency in terms of food safety. right? So the objective of this certificate program in food and beverages industry is to provide platform for graduate students to be equipped with the necessary competency and knowledge before commence working in the food industry and be competitive in employment. So next we'll be on to enhance individual competency in food safety and also individual to market themselves in food industry and practically food safety management system standard application. As we know that CRIM is actually most of the what's so called the core business is more to the standard based management system. Yeah, our target group in this certificate program is on the graduated student or undergraduated students. Yeah, academician like we did with UPM, Polytechnic, UTM as well as UTHM currently, and also Open University for Quality Master Program. So academician who interested to be professional in food safety management system as well as our target group on the industry who needs internal competent personnel in food safety management system implementation. So these are the target, yeah. Knowing that CRIM establishment is basically to assist the SMEs, yeah, small medium enterprise company. So we will groom them in terms of from the basic level of requirement until up to the export, yeah, world class recognition. So those services, those training that provided by us to the industry, so that we can groom them from the small enterprise company towards the maybe MNC and so on and so forth. So we have those pre-program as well as the product and certification and recognition program. At the end of the day, those SMEs can be ready for export. That is our main goal. Yeah, so the other training and consultancy services definitely these are all based on the standard based management system in the that being used internationally. All right, so is there anything that I miss out?
No, I think our Wananija have concluded it very well
All right.
on CRM certificate programs.
All right.
And also, last question, what is the importance of providing training in terms of food safety?
Oh, definitely that is the most important training, yeah, because of we have to educate. To me, I'm not saying that training is not effective, but to us as a trainer and consultant, I would say educating people is the most important thing. Educate people to follow certain standard. Educate people to follow certain in terms of their specific skill and knowledge. Yeah, so. That particular importance of those training is basically to protect the public, yeah, from health risk, from the maybe from the in terms of food, improve food safety and reduce risk and behaviors commonly associated with foodborne illness and outbreaks. So we have to educate either the public or maybe the skill of the food handler itself. So I always encourage, yeah, the participant of the training to ensure that they will follow whatever standard or SOP being introduced into their processes. And also they have to know that we have to protect food processing establishment from products recall which results in financial losses due to unsafe product later on. Therefore we have to reduce the rejected products, yeah, possible lawsuits maybe, and also business closure by the public health authorities due to reports of unsafe product to the public. That is the importance of having this food safety training. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Pananija, for sharing
Welcome.
with us. And I think it's just like how Pananija said that educating people is really important in terms of training, right? And thank you again. It's very informative, Pananija. Now we're gonna move on to Miss Nurdayana. Miss Dayana, you are a human resources executive at Nestle, and
Yes.
we would like to know what is your role in training in Nestle.
Okay, first of all, I bid hello to everybody, to the UITM peeps, to the listeners, to the panels, and of course, the organizer for having me for this session to have a sharing session between the industry people and the students to gain the experience what the training is all about. First thing first, my name is Nurdayana Shafika. I am the Human Resources Executive at Nestle. I've been working with Nestle since 2017. Way back, I started my journey as intern, and then I worked with the headquarters people at HR for 3 months. For 3 years, and then I moved on. Now it's my second year at manufacturing side, at the industrial side, and then in my role in HR, we do a lot of trainings for the newcomers, for the staffs, for the assisting staffs, and for even for our third party. All right. For my side, currently in my role, I am handling the training side for people, which is a third party staff, the ones who are supporting the production of the people at the line. For example, for the learning for the people around at the factory, we need we have the standing training session for FMCG, which is the food management and industries, which base is what I recall from Madam Manager just now. It's all about the food handling because in my industry, Nestle, obviously we serve the food. And yeah, food. Meaning to say, might be some of the food that we produce is ready to eat, meaning to say you buy from the store and then you grab it and you eat it right away, right? And some of it you need to make it, bring it back home, and then you have to cook it first. For example, like Maggie. Or for example, Mayo, you need to stir it with the hot water and drink it after. Or even you have it right away from 7E from the convenience store. Okay, so basically, we at Nestle, first thing first, food handling training, the SOPs and IASOs that we need to follow is always come back to the training that we provide to the staffs. And I would like to inform to you guys that I'm happy to say that we are just not giving the training for the staffs, but we also giving training for our third parties. Meaning to say, even for the ones who packing the Maggie, just pack the boxes at the back of the line, right?
Yep.
They receive the same amount of training of food handling as per our permanent employees. That is how Nestle works in terms of restrictions of the food handling. We are not doing this just for our permanent staffs, also for our temporary staffs, and also for the ones who help us as a third party in doing the packing of the food. To that extent. So even though people would say it's just boxes, why you need to give them food handling training? It is a must because we come back to the basic. It's the raw material that people eat right directly to their body. Because whatever comes into your body is it's going to be a is crucial thing for you to do the do and don'ts very properly. So at Nestle, in a monthly basis, we'll be having this kind of food handling training to ensure whoever step into the company is equipped with the training that we provide to them. All right. Also, because we are at Nestle, we provide internal training as well as external training for both managerial and non-management. Meaning to say, if you are the boss, you receive the same amount of training as what your subordinate receive across the position, and of course our production partners, which is as what I mentioned, the third party. This is done this set of training is done accordance to their roles in enhancing their skills in doing their job task properly and even perfectly, because we need to ensure whatever goes to consumers and customers tummy must be safe to be eat and digested. All right. So currently I'm working with Maggie production. So I hope that our audience today did and still and will continue eat Maggie, because from the internal side of me, when I work inside Nestle, I can guarantee the production, the hygiene, the packaging and all are all safe to eat. I mean, safe to eat for the food, but for the packaging is nicely done and did and created by the persons who equip with the trainings that we provide to the entire staffs of our company. So also that I would like to share with you guys that in 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 my role in doing the training, we do training for reason that we do give you one training and we will do the refreshment training for you. Even though you say some people we know, and Nestle we have people working like more than 30 years. When the first you come into Nestle 30 years ago, we give you training, and even so now you're already the senior of the line, right? You already be like the kakak and abang in the line. So what
Yeah, good
for
to hear.
training?
Mhm.
But in Nestle, across our age, we will do for the senior level, we will do the refreshment training so that we will always be remembered and reminded, oh, this is the core of doing this job. This is the safety measure. This is how we handling the food that is we make it from scratch from the flour. You turn it into a noodle and you need to ensure that it is done step by step in a very hygienic manner. So Farah, that's my answer for the first question on the role at Nestle. Back to you.
Okay, thank you, Miss Diana. I think everyone love Maggie. I think everyone can agree that all of us love Maggie, right? Okay. So last question. We wanted to know what is the importance of providing training in terms of individuals like what you had just said just now, Miss Diana. Like the senior level, they still need training, and why is it important for this senior to get training?
All right. As I said just now, training is never ending process. You get the training, you apply it, and then the next day you might be forgotten of what you have been trained because you already have your own ways of doing it your way. But in training, we provide you the SOPs, the standards. And when you say that your question was about the how the importance of the training for individual, right, Farah?
Yep,
Farah?
yep. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you.
So for individual themselves, they need to ensure the training that they receive is the training that is very benefit for them to use it, to do the work properly, and for them to expand the knowledge for the next generation. As I said just now, some people work at the company for 30 years already. They know very well the machine, how the flour turns into curly Maggie shape, and how it is been fried, and then how is it been doing in the next process until it been packed with label and all. Because the person is already 30 years of working, he will do it in a tutup mata way. Sudah tahu buat.
Yeah.
But for the ones who just come to the company, they need this kind of senior to teach them. For individuality of the senior level, he or she will have the set of the knowledge to be trained to people in for his or her value. He is adding value to people. So that is the importance of training that they receive at the very first step. That's why in Nestle, we have once you step into the company, first thing first, you might think this is very simple onboarding, which is we say ta'aruf, we say introduction, we say induction, right?
Yeah, induction. Yeah.
It's just not only UITM, we have the we say MDS Minggu Destiny Siswa. At
Yeah.
working space, we do have that kind of Minggu Destiny Siswa as well, which
Wow.
is we call it onboarding because we back to basic. We want to know what when we first enter UITM, we want to know what is the policy, what is the core subject that I'm going to learn, how I can benefit to the people, how the university can give me information of what I'm going to go to do in few years time to give back to people. Same goes to training at the company. First thing first to step in, the Nestle. Oh, Nestle, I just want to give you some information. Nestle is named after a person named Henry Nestle. And Henry Nestle, the first product that we produced was milk for baby. How right now, 2022, Nestle is already have expanded businesses to Milo and also Milo to Omega milk to Maggie to cereal to cornflakes, right? Like that, right? You say, oh, it started with just milk, and that's how we evolve and expand the company. From that particular onboarding training, me myself get to know, oh, this is how this business expands, and this is how every single produce of the products give people back in terms of if you want energy drink before you start running, before you start a marathon, you drink Milo. If you want instant food to make you feel full and tasty, you take Maggi curry. So it's really on this onboarding. People, I would say, people mostly will say onboarding je, introduction je. No, it's the baby step that you need to learn to get to know your company. What is the policy? If I become the people that work with this company, what will I get? What is my benefit? From the first day you step in until your current ways of working, the company will give you the guidance. And the guidance, we turn the word into training. Because if we just give you the theory without the application, without the implication, what for? That's that training is just going to be theory. So back to your question just now, Farah. In individual, the essence of training is that how it benefits you for you to understand why you work with this company, what will give it back to me, how I give back to the people. In terms of Nestle, how we produce this flour become into noodle, how it can benefit for students. Some people will say, bila bila pokai baru makan Maggi. Alright? Bila dah tak ada duit makan Maggi.
Yeah,
For some other
exactly.
people, for some other people, malas tak masak Maggi. So we as a company, we try to give people value by its function, and that's how we want to make the employees understand kita buat Maggi for what. This training, how we do the training of the safety food for what. What is the impact if we don't give you training, so that later there will be information or misguided, or even will get worst case, people will get stomach ache because they eat your Maggie. It's something like that in terms of the essence of importance of individual training that we give as a company to the people around. So Farah, that was my answer. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Miss Diana. And like what you said, baby step is really important. And a lot of us fail to realize this. Thank you again, Miss Diana.
You're welcome.
And okay, now we're gonna move on to our last panel for this slot. Mr. Haji Rizani.
Ya. Assalamualaikum. Salam
Waalaikumsalam. So,
sejahtera.
selamat sejahtera juga. So, the same question. What is your
Yep.
role in training in your department in HKLM?
Baik, thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan salam sejahtera. Thank you very much to Miss Farah, and also I appreciate to our Timbalan Rector Academic Professor Madya, Dr. Sharifah Fauziah Syed Rahman, all the crews, Orustia, and also all the participants, and also our distinguished panel, Anija and Diana. Thank you very much. We know that they have a limit time for this particular question, session number one, but I think everybody know Hospital Kuala Lumpur. Just mention Hospital Kuala Lumpur. I think the whole Malaysia know where is it. Okay, so no need to explain where is it and what is the contribution. I'm working in the Department of Dietetic and Food Service Hospital Kuala Lumpur. So when I think the Rustia, can you share our first slide that we are already communicate before? Yes. You know that when our topic today is training, coaching, and mentoring. So wherever you are, I hope you don't be a boss. I hope you are be a leader. So when we are in organization, I think I prefer ourselves to be a leader rather than a boss. So because this is all the criteria different between boss versus leader. So what I want to say here is that our role, I mean my role in Hospital Kuala Lumpur, can you all the participants write it this one? I think this might be the question that maybe ask you later on for the quiz. Maybe remember this one. When you have a role and you have the authority in your department, so please take the note APIE. API. I call it APIE. Remember APIE. What is mean A? So when you have the role, and this is not my role, I think I put it in a big situation. When you have a role as in the department, you have to be A to do assessment. So what it mean? You have a staff, so many staff, and you have 20, 30, 40, wherever, 100, you must be do assessment. What it mean assessment? You must do the training analysis and what the report come out from that one. So this one, you must to have do assessment on your staff itself. So that is the to bring the A one. The secondly is mean when you finish your training in analysis TNA, we call it training. So different person, different experience. I think our panel previously mentioned they have young staff, they have very authority staff. So this is all different level training analysis to be done. So when the person comes to the hospital Kuala Lumpur, that different training. When they have already authority 20 years, they have different. They are more close to forgetting everything. We call it all ages, so have another one that called training analysis. So this is explain the E. What the P? The P is mean planning. If you already know, you already have access, you have already do your report of the training analysis, you have to be planned. You must plan. So as a leader, as a role in the department, you must be a plan. So you cannot do your access, but without plan. So what plan is it? Mean you already know what the different level or different type of training that you need or need to be educated. What should be to be planned. Okay, so that is another second for planning. So you must do your plan, not you yourself. Remember, training need a team. So this one, when we talk about training, coaching, and mentoring, and bring the by the leaders, you need a team. So like our webinar today, we have a team. We cannot do a person by Farah, but we have a team behind here. So we have to plan the team because everybody have their different background. So they already know what it should be the stable, the most suitable planning for this particular report on the training analysis. Okay, third one. The third one is mean implementer. You already plan. Now you should be implement it. So when you mean kita melaksanakan latihan, remember the 6T. Remember 6T. Okay, if you forgot, remember 6T. Implementer, you have to remember 6T. T1 mean tempo. You want to be 1 day or half day or 3 days or 1 month. I have been attend for the example like STS serum, they always cost 2 days. They have cost 5 days, but I have been attend a cost sometimes until 2 weeks, somehow 1 month. So different. So this is called a tempo must remember in implementer your training. So we as a role also must be decided what mean the tempo for this particular courses and the total cost. Remember the total cost because we had the budget control. So the total cost should be the second one. Another one is the tempat. Put another one called the word location. Tempat. Where is that? In your kitchen, in your bilik seminar, in your auditorium, in outside, in your something private training center. So this is the tempat. So 3T already, Then number 4, the teknik mengajar. Somehow, like today, we only have as well the role of just sharing one way communication. I mean, 2 way also with Farah, but the question will become from the chat center. But when we have the technique that we want to identify, somehow it must be defined by the role of playing role or something like that. This case study different. So this is the number 4, the teknik mengajar. Then number 4, the talent. Talent, it means what should be the output of the outcome of this training. What mean to be improved. So you have the objective for that. The talent to be improved on what? Talent to be improved in the cutting the vegetable or just cutting the fish or something like that. Also more than the talent on improve the information of GMP hazard or halal or something like that. Another one is a team. You know this one team mean in what particular? Is it the chef? Is it the supervisor? We have a graded more many graduate from UITM diploma and degree food service management join our Kementerian Kesihatan as a penolong pegawai penyediaan makanan C29, 32, 38 and also pegawai penyediaan makanan grade C41, 44. So this is a team one. That is number I, the I one. So E, evaluator. When you have the role in training, you must evaluate. Wherever the team mana tadi, the technique, everything you must evaluate. Either just finish the course, you have the evaluate the training course, or after then practical evaluation. Sometimes after 3 months, 6 months, you evaluate again. So this is my role. I summarize in the word RP. Thank you, Farah. Okay, first one. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Haji
Uh,
Rizani.
uh,
And also on second question, what kind
yes,
of training yang
yes.
HKLM provided in your
Thank.
department, and
Yeah.
how was it conducted to make sure yang these employees they follow the established standards?
Thank you, thank you. Okay, I think we have the slide. I think again, what are the training provided? So deep. Okay, second one. Okay. Remember this one. This is very good slide. I think everyone, including me, I learned from somebody else and I share it with you all. You have the diagram will and skill analysis. Okay, will and skill. Okay, you see that when you have the low skill but you have low will, you have to direct. But you have the high skill but a low will, you have to excite to motivate. If you have a low will but the low skill but high will, you have to guide. And you have the high skill and high will, you have to lead it. So from this one, I summarize. We have called our training into two components. One is technical component. In food service hospital Kuala Lumpur, provide more than 2,000 meal for each breakfast, lunch, tea time, and dinner. You see, 8,000 meal per day, Farah. You imagine it. You make a kunduri every meal, so no problem. Okay, nobody want to
It's a
be
lot.
buat kunduri kahwin, breakfast boleh kahwin, tengah hari pun boleh, tea time pun boleh, dinner pun boleh. So my chef
Yeah.
and all my staff is very competent and talented to do that. Okay, so what it should be technical and what should be the non-technical. I group it into that one. What we mean. Then how we conduct it will be different. One, sometimes the course being conducted by our staff itself, because I'm also the trainers itself. I'm the certified HRDF trained HRDF trained trainers from NIOS. We have also the staff who are been call it executive info service and management certified. We have somehow others, we have experienced staff on this training. So we have to divide into three categories. The trainers done by our staff itself in HKL. Another one, we combine our HKL staff, our department staff, and also outsider. Because we need a call, remember the word inspector kesihatan or no, panggil penolong atau pegawai kesihatan awam, OSH, something that doctor in medical services, so they call combination. But another one, we have the call it totally third party. We send our staff to the third party. We pay the urine. So what is the technical one? The technical mostly GMP, the hazard, okay, the standard operating procedure in food service, the food safety, and health call it kesihatan pekerjaan, call it, and halal, pojakim, the food therapy, diet therapies, and we have also in call it case study. So this is all the most important thing about the food service. JMP has, I think we cannot break from that particular, because we have learned JMP to make food safety, food security, all the talented one. But the non-technical one, remember, don't just focus on technical component, because this is a coaching, mentoring, and training. We have to build up the skill of the person. If you are really technical, but they are really cannot work together. So what we do? Team building course. So we did also. Either ourselves did it or with outsider one. Another one, we have called soft skill and effective communication. We have very talented, but sometimes it's a miscommunication. What we do? Miscommunication, effective communications course, and a soft skill, because we don't want to be somebody very egoism stuff, but we want to be very humble and really helpful. That we want. That's why we have a non-technical one. Another one is ISO 9001. 2015. Okay, if not be able to do it, we send to CIREM lah. We send to Puan Anija, because they have team that one. And also we have a call SKT, sasaran kerja tahunan. This is called how to evaluate our program. Okay, so to do that. Okay, that is my role to do on answering the second question. Okay, Farah, back to you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Haji Rizani. And thank you for sharing with us. Now,
And I think when we have the answer of the last one, the importance of this training.
yeah,
Okay, I
regarding
think just take me
organization.
30 seconds for that. Okay. Remember this another aberration. Why this training important? Remember PIN, P-I-N. I give you all the clue aberration now. Today, tadi api, now PIN, P-I-N, PIN. PIN in what? Your training is mean a part of your orientation, a part of your schedule, a part of your schedule, part your task, a part your program. So these are called P. The part of your orientation, part of your program, part of your outcome. Another one is I. Because I is mean, remember the KAP para KAP. What it mean KAP? Knowledge, attitude, another one practice. Remember that when they have
Yeah.
study KAP, knowledge to practice. So this is a knowledge. When we want to improve the knowledge, we want to improve the attitude, we have to improve the practice. I think remember this one. I think two panelists mentioned about between younger whatever attitude to improve. Okay, another one is mean and I mean new responsibility, new task, new scope of duty. Because based on our SKT and program, we have different tasks for the next year. So we prepare ahead of the time. So we are prepared and coaching, mentoring our staff for the new scope and new duty. So this one, our third role is important of this thing to use the PIN. Okay, thank you. Back to Farah. Bye.
Okay, thank you very much. There's a lot of acronym from Mr. Haji Rizoni, and from acronym it's easier for us to understand. And thank you, it's very informative. Now we gonna move on to our second slot. But before we move on to our second slot, I would like to remind to all participants and audiences here, make sure to fill up the registration form right now and the KI form which we will give you, and you are able to access it at the end of the third slot, okay? And e-certificate will only be given to those who successfully submitted these forms. The link is on the YouTube description section below. And for your information, there will be a contest during the Q&A session sponsored by Zita. The first 3 participants who ask the best question related to this webinar topic will be selected as the winner. I will keep you guys reminded, don't worry. Now, we have come to our second slot, which is training regarding career development. Training will give employees a great understanding of their responsibilities and the knowledge and skills that they need to do their job properly. The quality of training that an individual chooses is extremely important because it will be used as a tool to be applied on a daily basis of food operation. So now again, we're gonna move and start with Mr. Haji Rizoni. HKLM, I think. Oh yeah. So HKLM, I think it's. Everyone know that HKLM is a big organization, right? So of course there are issues and problems that happen during training, and how do you deal with these issues?
Is it with me, Farah?
Yeah, yeah. The slide.
Okay, wait.
Yeah.
Let me see. I thought it's upon Adija.
Now we're gonna start with you first.
Okay, let me see because I want to see where am I now. Yeah. Okay, if you can see me, okay. I think we have to the next slide. Okay, if you want to be a leader who attract quality, the key is become a person of quality. Okay, I think skip this slide. Can we go to the next slide, please? Okay, remember this is a career development. Okay, we have to remember this. I give all another abbreviation called SWOT. If you have problem issue, happen during training. Sometimes para and all the participants, it happen before the training. So you have to do SWOT. SWOT analysis is very important. What the strength of this training? What the weakness of this training? What opportunity of this training? What the threat of this training? So you have to do this personality analysis. Okay, if you are not able to define the strength, the weakness of the opportunity and threat, you cannot get the whole picture of this, the problem that you may be. I list out sometimes we have the shortage of staff. This is operational, remember, my dear friend and dear respondent, because this is operational hospital Kuala Lumpur. Sometimes we cannot sometimes like banjir, suddenly we have the banjir during that one, and we plan the training on that particular student. And what to do? We have the shortage of staff. Can we want to continue the staff training, or we want to back to the operation to cook the cook for the patient? So that one also the shortage of staff. Sometimes the staff that been appointed to be EL or MC, even the speaker, it can happen. Okay, so this one a shortage of staff, the trainers. Another one is the lack of employee engagement. This one somehow you have the different level of staff. Sometimes they willing go, yeah, we go very good. Adrenaline want to go for the training. Yes, free from the operational. Take 2 days for the training. Okay, full salary. Okay, but sometimes training cost. So this is another one. Okay, so this is why the mentor we have to do what differently. The workforce resistant. So sometimes they have again because sometimes the engagement is a bit less. Somehow resistantly, and they are doesn't like on the trainings itself. Then somehow they do attend the course, but the information given by the speaker too high level. That's why that is as the trainer, that's good. Today we have the call diploma, degree, something same level. Sometimes our chef is from the level of the education from SPM, other one diploma and degree and a master and PhD. So but sometimes attend the same course. So see the difficulty of to make the different level to manage everybody will be same understanding at the same boat. uh, Another one is when we execute the training in effective training method. So please, I'm not the trainers who are really like I prefer this is a lively physically. This is my strength. But when you do it in webinars, and we cannot see the gesture of the participant. How did I know how many hundred or whatever participant here? Because the gesture is all communication, verbal and non-verbal have to be to be taken care in the training method, and also sometimes the supporting system, the overseer for the feedback of this one. So this is all the problem issue happen, and how to overcome this one. So there's a problem already. So remember, problem complaint is a gift. Problem is a gift. Complaint is a gift, because someone already honestly to complain to you, to give feedback you do. So this is always, I remember when we have the incident of food complaint from the ward level to my staff. Okay, then they said, okay, remember they have someone measure us, someone evaluate us. So I think we know where our weakness and what should be improved. So what we mean, for this particular, we must, for the training method, we make a very tightly schedule. We have make penalty, we have a reminder again. Sometimes we have to coach them. Okay, please madam, makcik, you kena attend this course. Pujuk raya pun ada juga, we have to that. And okay, because very important for you. Okay, because if not that, you miss your evaluation, you miss your skill. We have the new responsibility. Sometimes this is called leadership style, the coaching, the mentoring one. So we not just okay, Farah, you go the course. Okay, I don't want to see you tomorrow. Not that way. The leader, the one may be the boss. So that's why planning, training, and leader. So that I previous slide said. And sometimes we have to do again and again, small and frequent group, because another one, we make sure if we are failed to have on the first day. Remember, if the course 3 days and first day, remember you must do a evaluation on the first day, because tomorrow we might be different way, because from the first day, this is the feedback you give already to the facilitator and the overseer. Then you have to overcome that one for the next day. Okay, next slide, please. We may have to move because I think 15 minutes. Okay, remember this one. Everybody love bird. Okay, I think this is slide I think Farah never seen, and I have to describe the one. Please, as a leader, coaching, mentoring, don't just lead particular monotonous on this particular form for leaders. The leaders one is the dove leaders, peacock leaders, owl leaders, and eagle leaders. Okay, remember, as a leaders in a coaching, mentoring, you have to be hybrid. You have to mix up. What do you mean the dove? The dove is mean the leader or the leader will be just say girl doesn't know how to do planning something, because okay, yes man, yes madam only. And the peacock one is only their small group only, because they are very entertaining, they're very good in communication. So but eagle one is very like garang one. Okay, Then how they okay, I want to do it this one, I want to record there, I don't bother. What problem you are, I make sure the course will be done next week. Okay. All is a thinker, very good thinker, very silent, tapi all tak ada kawan, dia duduk seorang-seorang je. Eagle pun sama. But the dove ramai kawan, okay? Ramai kawan. Peacock dia ada kawan tetapi very small group saja. So this is how we want to see in particular in career development. You must identify as a leader. You have to identify your staff is what level. They are dove level, a peacock group, or eagle group, or owl, or they already mix up. So if Farah is example, okay. Are you dominant in one? So don't want to be dominant, but you must be mixed up. So the leader have to identify, because the training group, a combination, you must just don't monotonous group only. If you put the class 20% is all dove, dove only, doesn't want to be interactive. But if you put a peacock only, the record become wow, because the peacock is very lively. Okay, but if you put owl, they're only silent, senyap saja. Okay, but it doesn't think. They see only, but they cannot give comment also. So this is the way. Okay, I think Farah, this is important. I think we have the next slide. I think before the okay, I think that one the following question. Okay, Farah, back to you again. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Haji Rizani. And also, lastly, we wanted to know if you can share with us any tips on how for us to be a good mentor and how we can motivate employees at our workplace.
Thank you. Farah, I already mentioned about SWOT. I think SWOT is only part of the call. I remember one SEE. Okay, SEA, SWOT is one part of that. Okay, I give you all the abbreviation. Remember the one C, laut, SEA, C. SWOT already done it because everyone will do. Then second one, you must be effective communication. To be a good mentor, you must be effective communication. Remember my participant, all my friends here, communication have two. Verbal communication, non-verbal communication. Verbal communication is only representing only around 25%, but 75% come from non-verbal communication. So this why a good mentor, you know that the person or staff will be reluctant, but muka dia tarik muka, macam ni, they already, macam ni, that called non-verbal communication. You must have to learn the call verbal, non-verbal question. Then you have to coach them, you have to come back to them and pujuk mereka because they want. But verbal one, easy. I don't want to attend. Okay, then what to do? Another one is analysis behavior, the attitude. Okay, so that I said mentioned from that one tadi. So for to be good mentor, SEA, and I mentioned the four type of the burung tu one tadi tu, you have to analysis. So overall, be good mentor. If you done by the SEA approach, I think you I be good. And how we motivate employer? Give me 1 minute for this one. Appreciation. Every day to say, thank you, ma'am. Thank you, boy. Thank you. You hebat. You bagus. You mantap. You terbaik. I respect sama you macam. Okay. Hadiah. Give hadiah for you. This is anugerah bulanan for you. This anugerah tahunan for you. We have a birthday day for you or for the group. And that is the way how the boss, the coach must be always appreciate. Even they say thank you. I have been training in Japan, okay, in 2000, and I will say to those people, "Ohayo gozaimasu, sensei. Arigato, sensei." Okay, tak ada cakap thank you. Arigato gozaimasu. Okay, yoroshiku onegaishimasu, sensei. So they learn it how to be the one. And another one, if you want to mentor, remember tegur your staff guning sandwich oil. Sandwich oil. Bukan sandwich burger ayam, sandwich oil. What it mean sandwich? You want to tegur to good mentor, you puji dulu, puji. The roti atas mean you puji. Then after masuk the intake, mean oil. What it mean? Problem. Okay, Farah, I think I observe you did this one. Okay, you know what the impact for our department, blah, 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 blah. And I want to listen what your feedback. Then after that, you summary and you give suggestion. And before the ending of that one, you give them the good example again. You praise again Farah. You very good boy, very good girl, very good on this one, very good leader. I think we can build up. So when you come out, sandwich, all right, abin again roti bawa, puji balik, come up from the head department, they said, very small, nothing happen. Tak ada orang kena marah pun, tapi walaupun kena marah, but it's the way how to. That is the way to be a good mentor, because the way we learn it, what it should be wrong, and what should be how to overcome it. Okay, thank you, Farah. Back to you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Haji Rizoni, for sharing with us. And also, we will move on to Miss Diana. So, okay, we're gonna move on to Miss Diana now.
Sure.
Miss Diana, Nestle is also a big company, right? Of course, there will be issues and problems in during training in your company, and how do you deal with these issues?
Okay. In terms of training, we always have 3 A's, which is with Tuan Haji just now, he got us with a lot of jargons, a lot of short forms, right? With
Yeah.
me today, I have 3 A's, which is first, the issue is about the attendance, B is about the attention, and C is about the application. We go first A by A first, yeah? Okay, first A is attendance. We do have people in organization, in any organization, they might have thinking, I am working with this company for the past 20 years. Why do I need to come to this training again? Or why do I need to come to this training whereby I am already working with this company more than just the year of the training? Let's say it's a new training. It's just as established this year. So the people from the 20 years ago that have been working with the company have this kind of mindset. Their mindset is that I know this already. Why doing this? Why you're doing this? It's a norm, right? I believe it happen in every organization where they have this kind of mindset in accepting the change of training. All right, and how the people who are new to the company thinking that I am still new. Why you keep giving me training? I need time to adapt one by one. It's about adaptation. So from the attendance, we know what is the purpose and what is the reason for people not to participate in the training. I back to the statement that I said, the mindset in organization, be it the youngsters, be it the youth, be it the bosses, be it the leaders or the ones who have been working many years, because when they are working, they are happen to have challenge to accept changes. That's happened in training as well. For example, the ones who have been working with us for 30 years, they have difficulties to accept training in a way that is doing online. They are very hands-on people. They can't stay in the screen like us, right, what we are doing right now, because they are so used to the training that is giving them hand touch face to face. I see you, you see me. I can feel the warmth of your body because you're next to me. But on the screen right now, especially during pandemic, they have this kind of difficulties. They find it's hard to get to the second A that I mentioned, attention. How it gives us how to stay connected with this online thingy, how the trainer will be okay to check if the participants are still with the screen, are they are cooking while receiving the training, are they happen to sleep during training, because I believe students also happen to have this kind of issue, right? Some of you guys kantoi open the camera but you sleep, and your lecturer be like, sabar je lah with this student.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
happen everywhere. It happened everywhere when we know that this is human, you see. When we less touch of the personal touch, we happen to have to lost the focus, we lost the attention. All right. For example, that we have training that for the managerial, the issue is how the people, it's they are okay with the training, they're happy to receive the training. But in terms of their focus, how to make it to stay connected. So for the trainings that we do online, just what you do just now, Farah, you say that okay, at the end of the beginning, we have our presents for those who are asking best questions. I know that it's a trick. I would say it's not a trick. That's a tips to make sure people stay aware in this session, right? So that people, oh, we got something at the end of the session, so I need to stay awake, I need to be aware with everything that in the session so that I can get the prize, right? The same thing, which is I say thank you and congrats to the organization of this session, for this day's session for us today, Farah, because you guys know how to get attention, how to make people to stay focused while in this session. That's what we do also in the company, whereby we have Kahoot challenge. We do online games. So we say at the end of the session, we'll be giving you a set of Nestle goodie bags to your house, like that. Even though it's our own products, even we ourselves not to buy our product every day because we are working with the company, right? So when we receive that kind of small sweet gestures, we'll be like, okay, let's stay awake, let's pay attention to the trainer. So it goes to the side of the online training, the side of the physical training, because at Nestle, we have to be reminded that we have people working in the line, working with machine. Impossible for them to open laptop next to their machine. It will be very dangerous, very, very non-safety action. We do still have, even in this pandemic, training for the people at the line, for the operators, face-to-face one. What is their challenge to stay focused? It's when they are doing the training inside their workplace, they tend to think, after the session, what should I do with the line? They are thinking about their work because we are giving the training at their workplace. So to make them stay awake and stay aware with the essence of the training, we say to them with the same method that we do for the people that we do online. Okay, we will do a quiz after this. Who can answer this question correctly will be giving a merchandise from Milo. So they will be like, oh, that's excited because we're working for the company and then you get freebies from them. Okay, just stay awake and stay focused. That's the second A that I mentioned, attention. And third one is the application. The application goes when after the trainer give the theory, we know it connected with the word attention just now I mentioned. If you don't give the attention, you don't know how to apply it. If you just read by the words, let's say, to handle a forklift, you must ensure you don't hold your phone while handling the forklift. At Nestle, we use forklift to transfer the pallets of the stocks of the, let's say, Maggie, to transfer it to our transportation place at our warehouse. So that the ones who drive it must ensure no phones at their hands. So, with that being said, a simple words to give them the essence of training about safety, when they know that by wording, oh, okay, we cannot play phone. But why? And while I driving my car outside, I still can, hold my phone in the traffic jam. But that is your personal life. But honestly, inside the production, safety is everybody's business. We do have one tagline goes by, one kiss is too many. Why? Even one problem, one injury, one damage can bring harm to the student pula I cakap, to the staff, as well as the impact to the business. So when we give them theory, you cannot play phone while driving forklift. We want to check, do they really use the theory that we train in the training session to their daily job tasks? So we'll be having observation and check after the training, and even during the quiz that we project to them during the session of the training, we want to check, are they alert with what we teach them? Are they alert with what we coach them? Are they know that this training give big impact if they don't listen? It's the challenges that we have in at training side for the people, be it for the bosses, because again, screen, they might be distracted with the TV that they project behind the laptop. They might be doing something else with the family because they are working from home. And also for the people working at the line, their challenge in staying focused in training is when they know that they have to back to the work right after the training has ended, and the training is done at their workplace. So the distraction might be coming onwards, what to do next, while ignoring the essence of the training. So the tip and tricks in doing training is just not about the theory. You give them slides, you give them notes, brochures. Yeah, they read it, but how they apply what they read in their working tasks. All right. So this is all about the issues that we have in training. And then some people might say, why is it don't convert every training to online? Because it's pandemic already. We turn everything is digitalized. We have to remember, if you want to teach a person to drive a forklift, can you do it like Tony Stark did with hologram? Not yet. Not to the extent first. Because we need them to touch the steering, to roll it over, and to check, is this forklift safe for me and my colleagues to use in this company? So that's why we still have the face-to-face training, even though face-to-face might be difficult because we need to get the trainer from outside to give the training on board. But that needs to be done because, as I said, one case is too many, one injury is too many. So the train equip must be very, very good. So back to you, Farah. That was my answer for the question that you asked me.
Okay, so we're gonna move on to second question, and also this is the last question for you, Ms. Diana.
All right.
Can you share with us any tips on how we can be a good mentor so that we make sure that we can motivate the other employees?
All right. Be true to yourself. Give people something that they can use and give benefits to other people. For example, if the trainer is not happy with what they are going to teach to people, no point, because it will be very obvious to be seen by the body gesture, by the words that they utter. It will be giving impact. So, and how to be a good lead, a mentor by example, I would say, is to always understand the essence of what you're going to say and how the words you've spoken benefit people and adding values to their lives. Because people with experiences have many things they have in their minds, right? They might be thinking whether I want to keep this knowledge or to give it back to people. Because we need to understand the purpose of giving the information to others and understand the benefits of the information in adding value to people, to another people, because it's like a return of investment from one person to another and that another person to another person. Let's say, for example, I give you one example. In during a session, the trainer who understand the essence of in plant in production, we must always wear safety boot shoes. Why? Because if you wear simply flats or you wear stickers, you wear your Converse inside the plant while doing the Maggie, slippery, and you fall down, and then you might be injuring yourself and your colleague. It's like a dominoes, you see. So the simple essence that the trainer must know is be true to yourself. Understand what are you going to teach people. Some people just bluffing around and say, oh, kita tak boleh pakai safety boot. Kita kena pakai sebab kita kena pakai. That's useless. You must give people essence. Why you want to wear safety boot shoes in the plant? What's the purpose? Must people know that for the operators would say, why you always need to wear the boot shoes instead of wearing your Adidas Stansmiths and all, right? Very glamour one. Why you cannot be glamour inside the plant? Because of safety. Because once you injure a person, you also injure the person's physical and mental. They will be feeling that, oh, this company is not safe for me. This workplace, this environment is going to give me damage. So that's how, when you ask me how to be a good mentor, you always have to be a mindset. Okay, I want to teach people for the goods and give them info what's the bad, so that people always do the good and don't follow the bad one. Because we have experiences over the years. We know if you bring your phone while driving a forklift, you know what's the impact. You might be damage all the goods, and even you make a life goes into a ghost, because you might be killing a person while you're driving driving a forklift in the plant and using your phone. That's a bad one. So always, for me and for you guys, I know one day we'll be giving a new information to a new person, because after this, after you having settled with your studies at UITM, or I know just now I saw from the chat from Indonesia, from anywhere, I know one day you're going to give a lesson to people. You are also going to train people. Make sure it is beneficial, make sure it's giving good impact, and make sure you know what you are saying. So Farah, that's from me.
Okay, thank you, Miss Diana, and thank you for sharing with us. That I think a lot of us can gain knowledge from here. And now we're gonna move on to Puan Anija. So Puan Anija, Serum is
Yes.
also yeah. So Serum is also a big company, and I think Serum have done a lot of training, right? There must be issues when your company are doing training. So how do you deal with this issue?
Yeah, thank you, Farah. Yeah, I'm with Siri for 10 years. So my most seniors peserta is basically 70 years old, and sometimes more than that. So the range of the participant from 18 to 70 plus plus. So we definitely, as a consultant and trainer, we face a lot of so-called problem, but I would say that one I consider as barriers and challenges, not a problem. Yeah, so I will divide into those problem, yeah, from the physical and virtual training. So basically, from physical training, no common problem or common barriers and challenges is actually the first one might be no budget for training. Yeah, no money, no talk. So you have to have a budget, yeah, for training, and basically people won't look into the importance of having this training. Yeah, as I mentioned just now, from this first slot, that not only training, but we have to educate people to follow the same rule or the same procedure. So budget was not allocated, yeah, for the training, since the company was certified for many years, as Miss Diana mentioned just now. Yeah, they don't know. They require a refresher training for the maybe the senior staff and as well as the junior staff. Yeah, so the company itself must allocate budget for the training. Yeah, since it is conducted in their own premise normally, yeah, so the participant might not release to attend the training, or they have to attend to another super duper urgent thing. So beginning of the training, it might be the participant might be 25, 30, but throughout the training, at the end of the day, it will be maybe left about 5 people only. Yeah, because of it is conducted on their premise. The third one, maybe the training room itself was not conducive. Yeah, and too cramped, too crowded, no air conditioning system, and also improper facilities. All right. Maybe the next problem that we are facing is inappropriate assignment to the participant by the company. Yeah, it is not the target group or the user. So the subject matter or the process owner who should attend the training, but they don't attend it, right? Next will be on the time allocation or the time period or mandates allocation to the trainer. Either it is too short or maybe it is too lengthy. Yeah. Then uh, the next problem may be the I would say lead by example. Yeah, they encourage employee to attend, but the management itself, yeah, unaware on the topic or the subject given. Therefore, it will lead to the poor decision making, or maybe, yeah, the project will be delayed because of the management itself was not unaware of what topic or subject to be included. Right. Lastly, for the physical training, basically no assessment or evaluation conducted to evaluate the understanding and the knowledge of participant before and after attended the training. So we wouldn't know whether the training is effective or not. So on the virtual training, problem might be on the internet or networking problem. We know Malaysia, we still have those issues, yeah, especially in Sabah and Sarawak, or rural area like Rompin and so on and so forth. So poor Wi-Fi, yeah, slow internet, unreachable sometimes, on and off, uh, out of the radar, internet lagging or echoing. So that is the most common problem nowadays for virtual training, as well as unavailability to reach participant, no eye contact, between trainer as well as the participant. So we cannot see whether that one, the participant itself is understand or not. Can only view the screen but unsure whether there are any participant or not behind the screen. Same as physical, virtual also hardly to evaluate the understanding and knowledge of participant before and after attended the training. Sometimes when they use handphone and not laptop, it is very difficult when when the trainer want to assign between their during their breakout room. So phone normally cannot reach, or maybe they use desktop. So that is the most difficult part. Next will be on the unfamiliarity with the new norm of training and the use of virtual training platforms such as Google Meet, Microsoft Teams, Zoom, Kahoot, e-link platforms such as whatever Sirims introduced now. So this happened not only to the participant but also to the trainers as well. So I've learned a lot because I'm also part of the senior citizen staff in Sirim. So I would say that this pandemic is teach me a lot of things in terms of using the technology in our training. So I would say that how we deal with it, how we deal with these barriers and challenges. Definitely in Sirim, it is requires preliminary discussion between the sales and marketing, the client, and the trainer before you start the training, so that we can customize the module according to your needs. Right? And evaluation and assessment to be conducted during training to ensure that the understanding of the participants. From the assessment and evaluation, then only we know the effectiveness of the training itself. So evaluation from form to the trainer, right after the training is very important. That whatever being delivered during the training, it can be communicated and understood by the participant. So we as a trainer and consultant are always encouraged to make good rapport with the participants and always have empathy and give the best knowledge and information sharing with the participant. That's from me. All right.
Okay,
Thank
thank
you.
you, Pananija. And also, do you have any tips on how we can be a good leader, a good mentor, so we can motivate the other employees at our workplace?
Uh-uh. Now I'm working with Sirim as a principal consultant. I don't have any mentees. I don't have any subordinate reporting to me. I have to work alone. But before this, before I joined Sirim, when I was working with the pharmaceutical industry and food industry, um a lot of staff reporting to me. Then how I encourage people to, or maybe I motivate people is basically I build up an authentic connection between a mentor and mentee. I respect them, and so they do respect me as well, right? So next, maybe I would say that me myself as a mentor have to recognize their strength. Their strength and weaknesses. Then only we have to tell them this is the weakness that we have to improve. Basically, I myself as a mentor, I have to accountable for whatever decision being made by my staff or my employee, right? And I need to earn their trust, right? Earn their trust, be transparent and approachable. Definitely, bukan macam singa Madura lah kan. Walaupun muka saya garang, but I'm working with QA/QC. I'm working as a quality control in the factory, but I also queen control in my home. All right. So, the last one that I would say as an employee, mentor mentee, I do agree with Haji Rizoni just now. He mentioned on the give appreciation. I 100% agree. I always give those. I would say token of appreciation. It's not a bribery. It's a token of appreciation to those to those who maybe contribute more. Bukan dalam bentuk yang kata okay, duit yang banyak, but it's maybe is a token of appreciation, maybe macam kita kata the token macam kita kata KFC bucket for them to eat with their family. I believe in that. Appreciate your staff, give them opportunity to at least work together with them, work with, not work for. That is the my tips for all of you. Thank you very much, Diana. Farah, sorry, Farah.
Okay, thank you, Pananija.
Uh,
And I think as Pananija and Mr. Haji Rizwani, both of you have agreed on appreciation. And thank you again. And also, one question: what is the biggest issues that you have experienced during training? Like this is like the most experience that you could never forget during training, like the issues.
oh,
Hmm.
the biggest experience. Uh, when I conduct the training to the plantation, ada gajah, sekelompok gajah, dia kepung kita punya training room. Because that particular training was conducted di dalam Endau Rompin. So itu the most challenge. Virtual training pula, when the husband and wife attended the training but they forgot to off the audio. So dia kata wife dia, aku ceraikan kau. Online, so everybody can listen, everybody shut. That is the most I cannot forget for the rest of my life. Thank you, Farah.
So how do you handle those kind of issues when it arises?
I would say kita silence sajalah. We know that sometimes incident can happen, so kita
Yeah.
terima sajalah. Incident can happen.
Yeah, true. Okay,
Although we
thank you.
already tell them the do's and don'ts, but incident can happen.
Yeah, true, exactly. Thank you again, Prananija,
Thank
for
you.
sharing with us. That's quite I'm quite shocked on the issues that you have handled and based on your experience. And okay, yeah. So thank you very much again. Now we will move on to our slot 3. But before we move on to slot 3, I would like to remind all participants again and the audiences to fill in the registration form that is given in the YouTube description section at below this YouTube. And the KI form, you will be able to access this KI form at the end of the third slot. E-certificate will only be given to those who successfully submitted these forms. Don't forget that there will be a contest during the Q&A session sponsored by Zita. The first 3 participants who ask the best questions related to this webinar topic will be selected to be the winner. I will keep you guys reminded. Don't worry. And now we had come to slot 3, which is training method. So effective training is never approached at a one size fits all method. But with all of the options available as every organization, they have their own style in training, right? Identifying and selecting the best training method for employees are really important. And as what had mentioned before, there are different company such as Nestle, Serum, and also HKLM. There are different training methods that are being approached, such as we can see from Puan Anija just now, there are Serum certified programs, and for Tuan Haji just now, there are technical component training. So it's totally different from one another. And now we will start with Puan Diana. We will start with Miss Diana for this third slide. Okay.
All right, cool.
So from your opinion, from your point of view, and as well as from your experiences, being a HR executive is not easy. So, what is the best method that you think from what you had list down from all the the training method that you have listed down, what do you think this is the best method so that the employees could easily adapt during the training?
Okay, thank you, Farah, for the question. But honestly, I'm still stuck by the statement by Puan Anija about the cerai on screen just now.
I
I
was
was
so
like,
shocked too.
wow.
Yeah.
If it's happening in Nestle, I don't know how I will react to it, but definitely we will not joining, will not inviting the same trainer again.
Yeah,
Kidding.
exactly. Mm.
All right. All right. In terms of the training, what method suits the best for the employees? My simple answer would be, what is their role and how it should be done. Meaning to say, if the person is a staff that drives forklift driver, you don't give them online training. You give them hands-on training. We have one training that we call MHE, manufacturing handling experience, which this training, MHE, we give to the people who handle the machines that has um, the tire, which is besides forklift, we have reach truck, we have high pallet truck, we have a few trucks because we have stocks from the bottom to the ceiling. You see, so to handle them, we need few equipment and drivers to do it. It's not good and it's not giving any brilliant impact to the staff if you give the person online training. It's not fair for him or for her, because how to handle all the buttons, to press which button, how to roll over the place with the machine, if you have online training, especially for operators, for the staff that drives the forklift or the truck, they have different kind of accepting information. They might be very visual. If you are asking a training for a boss in terms of, let's say, sexual harassment training and how to handle it, because we have that kind of training at Nestle. We want to ensure people are feeling safe to come to work. So they need to identify what kind of sexual harassment, whether it be directly or indirectly, they receive at work. So that kind of training we can give to the bosses online, because their intellectuality to receive information, because they also work with laptops. They knows this on screens, they are very expert on it. But if you apply the same content of training to operators in terms of in front of laptop, that won't do. It won't work, because that's not how they use their role at the company to produce their performance. In managerial level, they use laptops. They are people that talking in a way that is more corporate, but for operators they work with machine. It's very hands-on. So to be fair, the training must be accordance to their role and position. We have also a set of training for unconscious bias, whereby we identify types of stigma and perception. Let's say if you see the person coming to work with messy hair, don't give judgment to them. Oh, last night he must be having a rough night. Oh, he is a very messy person, untidy, unclean. We have that kind of training we give to people. We educate both managerial and operators the same essence of content. But how we handle the method is different. Because why? Different position, different working space and environment requires different training method. As I said, now in digitalization of world, we do have drone brings your groceries to your house, or you have the Panda Mart, the Grab riders to bring the food, because you have the online apps. But as I said, not all can be online. There are some conventional ways to treat in training. So to answer your question, the method is it's either online or face to face. In my experience, we need to have 50% of theories, 40% of interactive session, so that the theories is, we have a lot of theories in this world, abundance of knowledge, from how to repair your motorcycle to how to get yourself get nearer to God. You have a lot of knowledge, but how do you understand, and how the trainer can track, oh, this person is accepting this knowledge with words, no understanding. So the interactive test session between the trainer and the trainee is a very important part in doing training, to ensure it's just not a class. Yada 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 yada. Just hear it, and then it comes into your ear, your mind, and then it pass by through to the next ear. That's gonna not gonna be beneficial, right? So as I said, 50% is the theory, 40% is interactive, and then another 10% is when you do quizzes or I would say observation. This person really understand or just pura understand? That's my answer for how you handle your training, and how the method must be must be fair to the audience. That's when I always be reminded by my coaches and my boss, when they say to me that always know your audience. You don't do training short sendiri just because now everybody do virtual online classes. Oh, everybody must apply the same thing to every level of staffs in the company. But at the end of the day, some of them might be happy with the training, but for the operators and the people who work in the line with machine, they're not happy. Why are you giving me manual of driving forklift on paper? I want to drive it. You see? So the training method must always matches with the audience. So that's my answer. Thank you, Farah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you again, Miss Diana. Also, as an HR executive, I think in your company, they do provide feedback surveys, right? Do
Yes.
they?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
Yes, we do.
So, why do you think it's important to give feedback surveys in your company, or maybe in general in other company?
All right. As I said in the beginning of this session, I start with intern with Nestle, and then I continue my journey. I was absorbed to become the permanent employee. So, in terms of in our culture, because I haven't worked with any other companies at the moment, I would say I'm just newbie in Nestle, by the way. But what I see in this company is that every single session, be it online training, face to face training, we have post-it session. What is post session? It means that for the physical training, for the ones at face to face, we give them post-it in any colors and ask them what can be improved, what do you hate the most about this training, and what do you like about this training. The three question. Because why? Come back to the word short sendiri. We don't want to create a module of training that is outdated, that is boring, that is non-beneficial for the audience. So that's when every single time for you might be asking me, oh, so for the people working hands on for training, we give you post it, but what about the ones that are doing virtual? You don't simply tampal the post it in front of a screen, right? They give we give them virtual column, virtual chat box for them to revert and to give feedback, because training is continuously done every time, every single day, every single moment. So giving feedback is a part of the training. It's a mechanism. It comes in one set. You don't simply give training to people, you just give, and you don't take back from them for improvement. Because giving feedback in training is like you paddling the boat. You cannot continue without the feedback. Because with the feedback, you know, oh, what can be improved. Oh, maybe the trainer not to speak so much, not to give too much jargon or too much meme or gif in the presentation, because too many gif, people will be ala boring lah, dah macam content YouTube pula kan. So we take all this, even this as simple as I did receive one comment from one session with operator. He said tempat kurang sejuk. People will be laughing, alah, tempat pun cakap. Why you want to comment about tempat? It is important, you see, because to gain the 3A, attendance, attention, and application, you must ensure the place is comfortable enough for the receiver, for the audience to receive the information. Without that, you can never have a focus group to give their attention and soul to the training. And then for the bosses, when they receive the feedback at Nestle, this is something I like this company which makes me stay until 5 years. And it's still my first company I work with, is that the bosses, they listen. They are not the people like, I am the boss, you listen to me. No, in training, they be like the staffs. They listen. Oh, we should have a bigger room for this session because we do many focus group. We do interactive whiteboard, and also we need bigger space. Yeah, correct. Oh, we should have vegetarian food for those for our vegan people, and also for the non-Muslim who didn't eat beef or didn't eat some other raw materials because because of the dietary restriction. This simple thing, even the bosses at Nestle, they listen and they, okay, next time we don't do this like that, we do it like this, as the improved feedback. And with this feedback, as the organization, and as the organizer for the training, we don't simply take it like, oh, we follow everything. No, we do balance pro and cons. If we do this if we do this suggestion, let's say the suggestion is we must provide Milo for every training. Sounds interesting, right? But if the training is a training that is not related to Milo, or I would say that is a training about how to give something else. You said they are talking about cereal, about conflicts, right? Nestle conflicts. They should provide something that is related to conflicts so that they can do a deeper conversation. See, we tally and matches the training with the audience and the environment. So it is fair for every single soul in the training. And also we do have one issue. It's not, I would call it an issue, but a situation whereby a person in a training brings other companies cocoa drink inside the training. Okay, so the trainer will be like, can you please take down the drink because we have to respect our company. Now we are in this training, learning about cocoa malt of our own, which is Milo. So please take out the drink because we need to, it's like to respect the company that we are working for. This company that we are holding that drink inside the company, inside the training room, because we have many variety brands that we might like outside of the company, but when you are inside the company, respect the company, and then we drink it outside, not during the session. So just it's a simple like what Aija have people divorce in the training. Like from my side, our staff bring other a competitor brand inside the training. So yeah, that is all about. Thank you, Farah.
Yeah, that is quite triggering for the staff themselves to bring other product in the company, right? And okay, so uh, a little bit time that we would like to take from you, Mr. Nana. There is a personal question from the viewer. So there is one viewer asking that she is very interested with Nestle company, and she want to know if there are any career opportunities for culinary management student for internship purpose, maybe.
Yeah, we do have that at Nestle. First of all, thank you, Ilya Shakira, for the question, for your interesting vibes to work with Nestle, because that was me 5 years ago when I say Nestle, lama best lah, macam best je kan, working with food pula tu, and I'm a food person, and I receive a chat from the box just now that say every house have Nestle products. Yes, at my house too. We have Milo, Maggie, we have the Coffee Mate, we have the Nescafe, and sort of. So in terms of the degree for the culinary management, we do have that for internship. And then how the essence of your course that you are learning right now will give benefit on the terms of the FMCG, which is Nestle, for the production sites like that. So how do we give you the opportunities? I share the link to the people? I think I can do that, right, Farah? Straight away I give you the link, and you guys can, after this we can go there and then check if you're interested, because I just want to give you some tips for the
Yes.
internship application online. We give you sets of questions, and you need to upload your resume inside there. So be prepared. You
Wow.
just simply click and then accept like that, because we do have few questions as well. Because that's how I started before. I do. We still have the same method of recruiting our interns, not just simply attaching your documents, but we do have few questions for you to answer as well. Okay. So
Okay.
Ila Shakira, thank you for your question, and good luck to you and the rest of the people who are watching this and who are interested with Nestle as well. Okay.
That is a big opportunity to get the soalan bocor. Okay, thank you again, Miss Diana.
Yeah.
Okay,
Sure.
so now we're gonna move on to Puan Anija. So Puan Anija, what the same thing just now as I asked on Miss Diana. Like one out of the training that you have done in your company is like a Serum certified program, right? So what kind of method for during the training that you think this is the best method for them so that they could easily adapt during the training?
All right, thank you, Farah. I did agree with Diana on the methods that being enforced by Nestle. Yeah, so the best method for the employee, I will look into this two perspective from the trainer as well as or maybe the consultant. Yeah, to the consultant, you have to know your strength as a subject matter expert, yeah, for certain topic or key area. So you now is basically will mold you 20 years from now. So gain as many knowledge or skill from now. That is my best advice. Yeah. So share the important knowledge with all your hearts. Let's say if you want to become a trainer or maybe a consultant later on. So uh, and you have to present it truthfully. Yeah, share your knowledge, passionate commitment, and manage your career pathway wisely. Yeah. And as a trainers and consultant, I would say that you have to adapt on whatever social media as a medium for communication. Try to attract as many as possible the youngsters. Yeah, adopt, adapt, and customize the latest technology to reach various kind of participant. So to those employees or participant, if you want to maybe to know what is the best method for employees to more easily adapt with the training, first you have to identify your weakness. Like just now Miss Diana mentioned on apa saya nak for next year, let's say for next year, or maybe if you are the supervisor for that particular section or unit, you have to think of the career enhancement to your staff. Yeah, let's say what what where are you 5 years from now, 10 years from now, if you are working with let's say for example Nestle. So you have to build your career now. So identify your weakness and focus on the training what you are lack of. Yeah, through the skill competency matrix maybe that has been identified internally. So choose the training that related to your activities and processes, or what to achieve by setting a desired goal. Yeah, and at the end achieve your company's KPI, key performance indicator. So next will be on the close the competency gap between the junior and the senior. Yeah. So try to minimize the gap between the senior and the junior. Choose training that related to you, your career pathway, and your career enhancement. So training is an investment. Yeah. Create your investment plan today for tomorrow betterment. Right. Use latest technology and social media as well as one of the effective medium for communication. Not only learning on theory, but to implement the practical on-job training. Yeah. Application is the most important thing. Once you know your whatever weakness, yeah, you try to improve and apply it. Yeah, and share with the rest of the team. All right. use not only training on the theory but implement the practical on job training, and do some monitoring and evaluation on day-to-day experiences. That is from me. Yeah, thank you very much, Farah.
Thank you again, Puan Anija. And again, we have uh, the question on feedback surveys. So, feedback surveys usually it's being used to get better understanding of someone's strengths and weaknesses, maybe on managers and maybe on leaders. So, what do you think the importance of feedback surveys, and do you think we should get feedback surveys? Maybe because might be employees are dissatisfied when they get feedback surveys.
Yeah, to CRIM STS, feedback is the most crucial thing. So from the feedback, yeah, basically to the trainer and consultant, our supervisors, our bosses would like to evaluate us, and one of the evaluation for the trainers and consultant is based on the feedback from whatever training being delivered to the participant. So customer feedback helps improve products and services. Yeah, it helps us a lot. So customer feedback also help us to measure our customer satisfaction, whether they understand or not, they're satisfied with the training or not. Yeah, and also to show the value in their opinion, means that once the feedback come from the participant, we will evaluate and we will know that the understanding of the participant during the training, as well as how good is the trainer to present that the program to the participant. Yeah, so customer feedback helps you to create the best customer experience. So I would say this customer feedback basically is help to improve customer retention. So if they satisfied with your service, they will come back to you. Yeah, yeah, so customer feedback also is actually to information to other consumers, right? And basically the customer feedback will help you to take into the business decisions in terms of valuable source of information in the company itself. So my KPI is basically to get the most uh, high rating of the feedback from the participant, and my supervisor will rate me through my KPI whether I'm achieved that particular a certain level of satisfaction or not during my presentation to the clients. So that is, I do agree that evaluation and assessment is very crucial to the trainers. Thank you very much, Farah.
Okay, thank you very much again for sharing with us. And also, we also have personal question from the viewer to Puan Anija. So this question came from Siti Nur Shahida. Is there a job opportunity offered by CIRIM to students from the hotel faculty, and is it necessary to take a course or certificate related to QA or QC first before applying for a job at CIRIM?
Okay. I joined Sirim because of not because of a it's not a fresh graduate basically. Yeah. Most of those that related to maybe food industry, um, the best I would say that the career pathway in Siri might be become the auditors, but auditors come with the experience. So I would say, let's say if you want to join Sirim, as Miss Diana mentioned just now, um,
Mhm.
yeah, Sirim also have I would CV bank. They call it as CV bank. So you can link to that. Then from the website of Sirim, you can see whether there's any vacancies or not. You can upload your CV there, and they will run through the qualification. And if there is any vacancy, they will call you for interview. And of course, like Miss Diana mentioned just now, they have a I would say preliminary question before you enter for the first stage of interview. So joining CRIM, actually you have to run through a few series of interview. Right, so that's it. QAQC is basically not in Sirim. QAQC is basically for manufacturing. That is my previous, because I was with pharmaceutical and food industry before. So QAQC is actually in the manufacturing area, but not in Sirim. All right. Course of or certificate related to QAQC, yeah. Master of Quality, yeah. Certified internal auditor for quality, yeah. Standard based management system. Thank you, Ms. Farah.
So which means that basically there are a few interview level before they can
Yes,
work in
yes,
here.
yes.
Oh,
Especially to become the consultant, because consultant normally come with the experience. Yeah, then only you can consult people. All right. So gain as many as experience now, then only you can become the consultant. Not only with Syrian, but you can work independently as well. Yeah, that is the job prospect for consultant. You can make money a lot, definitely.
how
Thank
how
you.
many how many how many training or like years does it take for someone to be consultant at Syria?
How many years? If you come with the experience like myself, my experience with the manufacturing for 20 years. Yeah. So they directly uh, put me in the consultant section. So let's say if the junior fresh graduate, normally they will undergo so many trainings, then only if you have a track record of successful organization being certified with certain standard, like just now Haji Rizwani mentioned on HKL having this 9001. Let's say if you can get one company to be certified with 9001, then only you are qualified to become the consultant for the 9001 ISO. That is the career pathway. So you will build those, yeah, after 5 years, 10 years, and 15 years from that. So the like myself, I joined Sirim with the senior consultant. So now I'm the principal consultant. So my target is the master trainer for all the management system that's in the management system the background. That is the career pathway of the consultant and trainers for Sirim SDS.
So which means it's not that easy to be a consultant in Syria because
Yeah,
there's
otherwise you kena bully nanti. You just imagine that say, if I'm the consultant for Nestle, I don't have any background of the food industry, or I don't have any experience in terms of HACCP, in terms of FSSC. Farah sendiri pun dah reject, definitely. Not only the operator from the production, but definitely Miss Diana pun dia dah kata dah, alah nak kerja nak jadi trainer for Nestle, tapi you punya background tak link pun dengan whatever topik yang you nak bagi. That is the most, I think, tedious part lah to become the trainer and consultant. Yeah, you have to know what industry you want to look into it, right?
all right. Okay. Thank you very much, Puan Anija, and thank you very much for sharing with us a lot of knowledge we gain from Syrian. It's not easy to get to know Syrian well, like face to face, online, virtually like this.
Uh,
Okay. Thank you very much again, Puan Anija. Now we're gonna move on to our last panel on this slot. We're gonna move on to Mr. Haji
Yes.
Rizwani. So
We are back. We are back, Farah. We are back.
yeah, we are back. So, as you said just now, there are a few training that have been handled by HKLM, such as the technical component training, right? So, what is the best method? What is the best approach for employees to easily understand what the training is about, and why does Haji think so?
Okay. Thank you, Farah. Thank you. Welcome back, 195 participants together with us.
Yes.
What we're looking at is it? Remember that one. Why we do the training? We should be meet their need. Meet their need. Okay. So this one under a coaching technique. Okay, the coaching technique we grow. What it mean our goal? We GROW, goal. So goal it mean the objective. I think Muhammad Yazid 11:02 AM mentioned about this one also. Okay, this is the rule. If you already mereka lapar tapi you tawarkan, oh saya nak nasi lapar kata staff kita, tapi you bagi buah, and tak kenyang. So you must be meet the need lah. So that's why I remember I mentioned before the training analysis. So if they lapar, you give them that. That's why I agree with Diana also, because I think we must be meet the objective and what the objective of the training. So if we make the object training easy, but by doing the training, you remember what really need. Is it need to improve the knowledge? Is it need to improve the attitude, or need improve the knowledge, the practice? I remember just now, I think Sahida Sukri 10:17 AM. KAP is knowledge, attitude, and practice, not training. So I think remember Puan Adayana mentioned about the person who are need to be practice, so improve the practice. Example, in kitchen also, they have to do some practical preparation of food, so we focus on the practice. So if we meet that all the objective and answer back during the finish of the training, they answer back all the need, that is very good, and they can adapt the training. Para if they meet, remember Puan Anijah said, doesn't meet the gap, doesn't close the gap that between before the training and after the training, they cannot close the gap. So that's why, what is really, when we have the goal, what is reality? This is called training analysis. What the reality happened to our staff, to my staff? What reality? And what option we have for closing the gap? And after that, the write up. The write up, you mean the evolution. If you want to adapt the most adapt training, because all these participants doesn't like 3E. They don't like exam. They doesn't like evolution. They doesn't like execution. I mean, we have the training, after that you do something differently, or that they don't want to do that. So if they said, okay, all participants today, no exam, no evolution, no execution plan, I don't want to go, yeah, good training. But it's not, you cannot get that, because training we need to exam to see is it you absorb the knowledge or not. I mean, you have been trained on the knowledge or not, the evolution, and also you have to be in role of the new role, new education. So from that, I said, during that training to adapt it, mean, remember, this is adopt. Remember, when we are in a job in the situation, a working situation, remember your aging, your age group, the cohort of age. Kelas dewasa, you must break 20 minutes. Every 2 minutes, you make a joke. After 20 minutes, you make a joke or make a rest or something like that. Because adult learning doesn't focus more than 20 minutes. They already go, I think I read that, already 20 minutes, kepala dah melayang, where. You have to break. That's why the facilitator have to bring back all the person. Yeah, okay, we must have some quiz now. Okay, so then everybody will focus back. Different with the class. 45 minutes, 1 hour, go straight, cakap saja. No. For this one, when we have the good adapt training, the facilitator, the trainer must be no. This is an adapt class. The adapt class, you lost your mind, you lost your focus every 2 minutes, then make a break, make a quiz something, then coming back, then refresh back. That's after that. After 1 day, I will finish all the day one, refresh back for the start of day number 2. So this is hopefully I think can be helping and to easily adapt a training by the staff from different country. So what we mean it, when we have the training, remember that one, grow smart. So when you have the coaching one, you have the coaching, you the leader leading the team, you already have the growth, but you remember the training must be smart, not the person who been smart. You must be very what? Very specific. You must be measurable. You must be, I call it SMA. A mean achievable. Then after that, R, reliable and timely. Then the module like given, it mean like Puan Anija is very principle. I mean the most very experienced. Then they already know this module only can finish 2 days. Another one only can 5 days. Okay, after the day of the 5, they have some exam or no exam. So this is well timely. So they if remember, if you go masuk night flight lah, saya selalu kata, kawan-kawan semua, partisipan semua, kursus ini akan berjalan atau ceramah saya berjalan selama 1 jam. Sekarang kita ikat tali pinggang kita akan bergerak daripada sekarang pukul 8.30 pagi dan kita akan landing pukul 9.30 pagi. So we already engage the time that everybody focus, they have 1 hour. Dan suddenly pensyarah kata dia start masuk, tapi bila habis don't know. Dia mau tanya, pukul berapa habis ceramah ni? You are engage awal. Engage. This is psychology. I selalu buat reverse psychology. Okay, kursus ini only 1 jam. Ceramah saya ada 1 jam atau ceramah saya 2 jam. But we have more, different models. Ada lecture, you can answer, atau we have a group discussion. So if they know they want, I think that's much better. So the most possible, the most practical yang saya practice di Hospital Kuala Lumpur. I think that's the way Farah yang saya boleh bantu untuk jawab. Guys, yang penting adalah remember dalam kita menjalankan tu, jangan lupa again and again, saya kata verbal and non-verbal communication tu kena tengok. Dan jangan terlampau strict sangat pensyarah dengan peserta datang-datang macam guru besar bawa rotan. Sorry lah. I mean, nobody will be stressful or luang datang kelas lebih pressure. Orang nak terima. Because apa? Remember, kelas ni kalau you tak ada pressure, you banyak boleh absorb. Dia macam SpongeBob. Kalau tak ada pressure, dia banyak boleh serap. Tapi kalau dalam pressure, banyak semua keluar. Tapi kalau yang tinggal lagi, apa akhirnya bila kelas kata contohnya, virtual punya hari ni, coaching leading, apa yang kita learn? Can you summary apa yang kita learn? Last kali udah, I remember only api je. Lain semua dah lupa. Because apa? We stressful. Tapi kalau we are really macam flow, jalan tenang, you can easily, then you relate dengan real life, relate dengan kerja, you akan banyak perkara. That's why biasanya orang meet the need itu sangat-sangat penting untuk dapat the good adaptation of the training model. Okay, itu Farah, back to you untuk soalan ni.
Okay, so also next question regarding feedback service. Does HKLM provide feedback service?
Okay, thank you Pak. Survey ada dua. Satu, bila kita buat training, participant buat training, buat evaluation kepada facilitator dia. Betul kan? Ada like a scale. 1 sampai 5 contohkan. 5 terbaik. 1. Tapi kalau kata Puan Adijah Kak Diana kalau dapat markah, kalau saya dapat markah 2, memang confirm lah outsider speaker saya takkan panggil lagi lah. Tapi kalau markah tu 4-5 orang bagi, the whole group terbagi, okay, this is potential. Kan? Lagi satu, this one, ada satu survey kita daripada peserta pada pensyarah. Kedua adalah evaluation adalah peserta dengan peserta sendiri. Peserta nilai diri sendiri dulu. Itu dia panggil pre-evaluation dengan post-evaluation. Apa sebelum dia masuk kursus tu, kita ada 15 minit, kita akan bagi soalan, question A dulu. Okay. Lepas habis kursus tu, kita akan buat soalan yang sama. Soalan yang sama tu. You tahu tak, ada yang berlaku terbalik Farah. Masa yang pertama pre-evaluation tu, dia dapat skor 40/40. Tapi lepas habis kursus tu, dia dapat 35/40. Apa maksudnya? Haru kan? Kalah 5. Tentang kan, kita tak beritahu. Berapa dapat, kita akan buat scoring, okay, pre and post. Tetapi bagusnya ada orang yang dapat 20 dulu. Tak tahulah dia technicality dia buat saja 20 tu rendah, dia buat banyak salah. Tapi bila dapat tu dia dapat 38/40 markah betul. So then you say very good, okay? Banyak perkara yang dia belajar dalam tempoh 3 hari ni atau 2 hari ni, dia dapat banyak jawapan yang betul. So this why apa yang kita lihat ialah itu antara penilaian diri sendiri. Tadi penilaian kepada kepada penceramah atau apa ni. Ketiga adalah penilaian oleh supervisor kepada peserta pula. Tu saya kata tadi education tadi tu. Bahawa bila kita dah jalan, okey, contohlah macam HKL, okey, kita dah hari ni kita dah habis kursus tentang SOP, Standard Operating Procedure dalam penyediaan makanan daripada bahagian penerimaan sampai kepada masakan, okey. Dalam 2 minggu lagi, Haji Rosli dengan tim kita akan nilai, okey, adakah anda mematuhi SOP yang telah di mana. Ini kita nak tengok praktikal dia, praktik dia. Orang pun okey, dia tak ingat dah. Lepas hari 2 dia ingat lah. Lepas tu kita jalan. Tiba masuk hari ke minggu kedua, ketiga. So we already done the assessment. On the field. In the field sini. Kita datang, kita tengok, observe, kita tengok, bagi markah. Dan kita beritahu telefon. Okay. That one also another one. Survey. Apa survey yang terpenting? Survey yang tadi yang kendiri penting. Yang dia kepada penceramah tadi seperti Ating Puan Adijah, Puan Diana dah bersebut bahawa itu penting sama ada penceramah itu sesuai modul, sesuai cara penyampaian. Sedang tadi kata bilik panas, bilik sejuk tu. Kadang untuk kita orang apa makan pun penting. Alamak, dia tak ada makanan best lah. Dia tu, ya tak ada. Semua orang pakai disposable je dalam COVID ni contoh. Itu pun komen juga. Okay? Makan apa ni, nasi ayam. Semalam nasi ayam juga. Pun komen juga. So something that one kadang-kadang kita tengok. Dan hari tiga ialah tadi yang penilaian kepada para pekerja kita tadi dalam predical. Dia panggil predical. Ada yang mingguan, bulanan, tahunan atau 2 tahunan. So I think sangat-sangat bantu. Pada saya tidak ada survey. Macam saya beritahu tadi, complain ataupun evaluation is a gift. Kalau kita orang itu di komen sebab penilaian kita, kata contoh Rizoni, saya dah nilai awak kata, dan awak saya dapati rendah dan lemah macam ni. Orang yang diterima tu, tapi gunakan tadi sandwich oil tu, jangan cakap, Rizoni, kamu ni apa ni, tak pandai-pandai lagi potong ikan ayam. Jangan, tak pakai, gunakan sandwich oil punya approach. Bagus Rizoni, kamu potong dagu pisau pandai-pandai pakai, okay? Tapi masuk oil. Observation saya, impact dia kepada, okay, lesson, oh saya ni baru nak belajar, okay, suggestion, lepas tu puji balik, akhirnya dia akan terima. So that one sangat penting untuk improvement, continuous improvement of the staff, dan juga manager juga ataupun leader juga akan ambil muhasabah diri what is been lack atas kita punya perancangan. Because macam saya kata, saya remember ingat PDCA tapi nanti ada soalan nanti dalam Iwan Nur Aisyah pukul 10.27 AM, I think how monitor. So I think that one also penting untuk kita monitor, gunakan PDCA, plan, do, check and action. Check itu akan kita check berschedule. So I think saya betul-betul memang rasa feedback survey itu sangat penting, dan I think saya dah terangkan keperluan dan apa manfaatnya di sebaliknya. Terima kasih Farah. Back to you.
Okay, so just like what Haji said just now, using PDA, plan, do, and also action, right?
Plan, do, check and action. Plan, do,
Okay.
check and action. The check tu,
Plan, do,
the check tu.
check,
Nanti that's why
and
bila kita
so
check tu, that's why datang evaluation tu. Check tu dia ada beberapa label. Ada check weekly, check monthly, check 2 years, 2 time a year atau yearly. So the check tu, this one orang belajar ISO 9001 2015 ni, atau plan dia CA tu kan, memang a part of kita orang punya quality punya monitoring dah. Everything we plan, kita do, implemented tadi. Lepas tu kita check. Check tu adalah sama ada kita evaluate tu, ada banyak cara. Dan after that, action betulkan. Betulkan. Apa yang salah dan apa yang kurang kita betulkan. Yeah? So itulah yang dapat saya kongsi. I think last slide, tak ada dah. I think lepas tu ada tak? Okay, tak ada. Next slide ada tak? Last slide.
Okay, sorry.
Ada last slide untuk bahagian ini? Tak ada, habis. I think habis Okay, thank you Farah. I think slide saya prepare dah habis dah tu. Itu think alright up the good leader lah itu supaya kita dalam penilaian kita. Thank you.
Okay, so we also have personal question from the viewer, and let's see the question. So by Amin Akmal, is there any requirement courses in order to work under hospital or medical center? Just like the same personal question from the other panel. As for me who study food service management, is it okay for me to apply to work under medical industry such as HKLM?
Okay, thank you. Is there any requirement course in order to work? The first is your degree or diploma. When you're asking for the working in the government, Ministry of Health or university or wherever institution like a private sector like Institut Jantung Negara, Samdabi, Medical Center. What important is your degree or your diploma. This is the most important thing. If you are already working as a dietitian like me, I must have the dietetic. Cannot be food service degree in Dungun become a dietetic. Cannot. It's only from UKM, UPM, USM Kebangsaan, UIA. There's 7 university. IMU. So there is the cost that related to the work. When what we apply for the food service, then you must be a degree or diploma in food service management. If you work in a culinary, then you want to be as position as a food service officer, might be not in the government, but in private, you have the career department, the career pathway from you are diploma in culinary, but after then you have been promoted, it become assistant to head department. After that, you can be F&B manager, a background of culinary. But in government, Kementerian Kesihatan Malaysia, mostly culinary working as a chef. So because that is the most important, how to prepare different meal, and the challenge in the hospital or Ministry of Health, you must be learn of the therapeutic diet. So many therapeutic diet. They have call it prepare the texture, prepare the diabetical or low salt easy, low fat, low cholesterol, for low purine diet. What is it? This is all the terminology medical that never learn in university or fakulti kita apa ni kita punya post service. But when you do attachment in hospital, we expose them to but sometimes if don't have that one, when they join the government in the post service department, then we have to be call orientation how to introduce all the therapeutic diet, and the staff have to prepare and how to prepare. So this is the way. But doing after you join the department, then you have some courses differently. So, but most importantly, your related degree or diploma for your position that you apply. Itu the most important first. Okay. Then you pass the interview lah. Kalau tak interview tak lulus walaupun bagus, tapi interview when okay, I'm also previously a panel of the Suruhanjaya Perkhidmatan Awam. So mostly question is we must be application knowledge. So example kata, okay, you have the degree in food service management from UTM Dungun. Okay, these are new company that apply for the GMP. Okay, in particular in prepare dia kata apa tu makanan kayak apa tu mango cheese katakan. Okay, how you are advising them to apply for the GMP? So you have to relate your knowledge into the example. So the panel will ask you what is the important thing. So that's why not just theoretical but also application knowledge during the interview. So everybody we choose the best one. Be creative during the interview. So that's your diploma or degree qualification only. Farah. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much.
Hi.
That's very interesting, and also we have come to an end. We have done with all of the 3 slots. Thank you again, Tuan Haji Rizoni. And okay, so as we have ended on our 3rd slot, seems like we have come to the end of our webinar, and now we will go into Q&A contest. I know everyone are so excited on this, and thank you very much. There are a lot of questions that we receive, and I was so amazed that people are so eager to get to know more about this big company, right? Okay, so before we move on to the Q&A contest, I would like to remind to the participants and the audiences here, before leaving this webinar, make sure that you have already filled up the registration form and as well as the KI form, which KI form is already open, so you guys can have the access for the KI form on the YouTube description section. Okay, so now without further ado, we will go ahead and take some time for the questions now. Just okay, so a quick reminder to these 3 winner. Make sure that you go and there will be a QR code at the end of this webinar. Make sure to scan this QR code so that you will get to DM or like personal chatting with the person in charge for claiming the gift. Okay, so now let's see who will be the first winner. And the winner will be a perfume by Zita. I'm not sure if any of the panel know the product Zita. It's a very good perfume. I have once tried. It's like kalau those yang suka bau rose, yeah, like me, I personally like bau rose. Yeah, I do like the product Zita. Now we're gonna take a look at the first question for the Q&A session. So this will be the first winner. Nick Nurul Ifa, you are the first winner for our contest. Congratulations. So this question is for Tuan Haji Rizwani. Saya nak tanya, macam mana Tuan Haji pastikan staff-staff di department Tuan Haji jaga hubungan baik dengan staff-staff lain seperti doktor-doktor dan nurse. This kind of remind me of my personal experience. At that time, I have done internship in a private hospital, right? So there's this one staff, she doesn't know siapa doktor kat situ. So she was calling akak to this one doctor, and the doctor dia tak bagi the new staff untuk go bagi makanan dekat ward yang dia jaga. So that's kind of like an issue juga kan. So any comment Tuan Haji?
Okay, terima kasih. I think soalan memang saya nak pilih pun sebagai pemenang. Nik Nurul Ifah, 11.22 AM pagi. I think thank you Nurul Ifah. Saya pun dah bagi markah ni antara 7 soalan yang masuk ke saya. Saya nampak ni. Thank you Farah. Very good pemilihan. Tanya Nurul Ifah. 11.22 AM tadi dia hantar. Okay. Remember, Ingat hubungan baik dengan staf lain seperti doktor dan nurse. Okay, ingat cikgu saya ngajar, kalau kamu nak dapatkan respect daripada orang, apa patut kita buat dulu? Kita respect orang kan? Boleh tak respect tu datang pada kita kalau kita jenis yang sombong, tak respect orang, tak hormat orang. Remember adik-adik, anak-anak, kawan-kawan semua, I think saya sendiri, the ways always saya buat adalah kalau saya pergi ke hospital baru, tempat baru, katalah saya join kata Sirim lah kata, ataupun Puan Dayana, ada beberapa department. HKL ada lebih kurang 56 department. So boleh mungkin dalam bulan pertama tu datang tiap-tiap apa tu, kalau jadi head department, tiap-tiap kalau boleh datang jumpa. Okay, I'm Rizoni, I'm a head department, nice to working with you sir, thank you Datuk, Datin, because kat HKL banyak Datuk kan. Okay, so same thing also, bila kita juga, bila staff kita, because kita orang ada staff kita akan pergi ke ward, because kita dietitian kita orang pergi ward, full service officer kita akan pergi ward untuk buat tanya penilaian tentang kita punya kepuasan perkhidmatan kita, kita panggil patient satisfaction atau pelanggan satisfaction. Pertama, kita jumpa orang kata, apa patut orang? Boleh tak kata, bagi salam. Assalamualaikum, okay, apa khabar? Salam sejahtera. Saya Rizoni pada Jabatan JDS HKL, nak datang, nak jumpa, buat survey. Bukan datang betul. Selamat pagi. Saya daripada JDS nak buat survey ni. Okay, ada berapa orang pasien tadi? Ya Allah. Tak ada apa boleh pun. Lantak kau lah. Orang doktor pun datang. Because kalau kita tengok doktor, selamat pagi doktor. Kita nampak baju pakai doktor kan. Atau pakai stethoscope tu nampak doktor dah tu. Tak doktor pun kita cakap doktor dah. Tapi mereka bila kita approach pertama, kita hormat orang. That's why tadi saya kata tadi, jangan jadi dominantly jadi burung helang. Tapi jangan humbly terlampau jadi burung merpati. Betul, bagus. Tapi kita ada sikit ceria. Jadikan burung merak. Okay? Burung merak je ceria. Dia kalau burung merpati, dia jalan gitu. Tapi kalau jalan, hello. Apa khabar? Saya datang untuk buat survey kata buat ni. Terima kasih. Boleh beri kerjasama. Ya Allah, pasien betul-betul. Survey lah saya. Okay. So, sama juga kita ada survey untuk kepuasan pelanggan untuk doktor-doktor, makanan untuk doktor on call kita bagi, the same thing. So itulah pesanan saya, kita panggil soft skill communication. Soft skill ini adalah kita panggil cara kita berdalam ramah mesra. Kita orang dekat HKL, kita orang ada, saya timbalan apa tu, mantan tapi timbalan pengurusi budaya kerja korporat dalam HKL. Kita ada apa namanya, penyayang, proportional, teamwork. So kita kena penyayang. Tuan-tuan semua ialah kalau kita nak sayang apa orang, nombor satu sayang diri sendiri. Sebab itu kita belum sayang diri sendiri, macam mana nak sayang orang. So sama juga. So apa berlaku ialah kita kena tunjukkan bahawa we are caring person. When you are caring person, humble person, jadi resmi padi, makin berisi makin tunduk, orang akan tengok you humble, you are really cooperative, you sama, tak ada masalah. Itu yang saya ajar juga pada staff saya. Kalau datang attendant, datang nak bergaduh kata kat dapur, kata okay, bawa kita cakap dulu. Okay, what is the problem? Boleh kita tahu, kita pilih apa masalahnya, salah faham apa. So kita tak ada main jerit-jerit dalam dapur, habis macam mana. Ini bukan pasal borong selayang ni. Ini department JDS Hospital Kuala Lumpur. Tak mau shouting. Okay, tak mau jerit-jerit. Okay, kalau tak puas hati boleh buat bincang. So bukan jerit. So itu yang saya tanamkan daripada tadi saya kata, not lebih kepada teknikal. Itu yang saya maksud tadi para ahliah ialah Nur Ifah kepada soft skill, iaitu dan non teknikal tadi tu, the team building, teamwork and soft skill communication and budi bahasa ramah mesra. Bila tanam itu, insya-Allah tak ada orang yang menyombong, insya-Allah senang aja staff itu ditemui dan dilayan pada mana-mana saja, doktor ke, nurse ke, makmal ke, mana-mana saja. Itu dah yang saya praktiskan. Itu yang saya dapat saya kongsilah pengalaman. Terima kasih. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you Tuan Haji. Just like you said, be a padi, right? Lagi berisi, lagi tunduk. Yeah, so that's a very nice quote from you. Okay, now we're gonna take a look at our second winner. Who's gonna be our second winner? Let's see, by Fatana binti Muhammad, MOE, must be from Ministry of Education. So, adakah staff-staff waktu pandemik mereka mengalami kemurungan atau stres kat tempat kerja, dan kalau ya, macam mana nak bagi mereka tidak murung atau stres? So this question, Miss Diana maybe can answer this question, because during pandemic, I think there's a lot of people that got depressed, right? So maybe you can answer it.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Farah, and thank you, Fatana, for this question. waktu pandemik ni betul. Kalau tak pandemik pun kita ada masalah lah. Bila pandemik tak boleh keluar, tak lagi-lagi lah time PKP, beberapa PKP yang kita tak boleh merentas, nak jenguk mak ayah kat kampung pun tak dapat. Okay, jadi di Nestle apa yang kita lakukan, apa yang kita buat sewaktu pandemik bermula, kita akan hantarkan kepada mereka saya boleh katakan dia peringkat berperingkat, kita bagi mereka gift dalam bentuk barang-barang Nestle dan juga merchandise Starbucks tumbler yang kami collab. Sebab saya suka untuk beritahu, I'm happy to share that there is a one product that we produce with in collaboration with Starbucks, which is Starbucks at Home, whereby the beans from Starbucks but Nestle collab in terms of on the branding and the labeling and the method of using it. You fill the Starbucks, but you don't have to go and line up to Starbucks, but you can do it at home by using our Nescafe Dolce Gusto machines. Okay. Jadinya sebelum ini setahun sekali kita akan dapat hamper raya, hamper perayaan. Tapi bermula pandemik, CEO kami Mr. Juan Aranols, Encik Juan Aranols, dia berfikiran itu tidak cukup. Kita harus keep in touch with them in terms of having weekly hurdle between the boss and the employee, and then kita hantar ke setiap sites untuk mereka bawa balik dan share bersama family untuk mereka kekal kan momentum mereka walaupun pandemik, kerja tetap tip-top. Walaupun pandemik, walaupun kita stress-stress, company akan buat event-event. Katakanlah ada setengah company saya melihat team building pun dah tak buat dah bila dah pandemik. But no, not to us. Kita ada majlis team building online di mana kita punya freebies, kita punya gift, kita punya hadiah tu, game-game tu hantar ke rumah kepada staff. Itu menunjukkan bahawa pandemik tak pandemik, kasih dan juga pertalian antara pekerja dan juga kawan-kawan sekerja dia tetap dilaksanakan, tetap dibuat, tetap ada event-event yang kita katakan majlis buka puasa online ya. Tidaklah semua orang makan waktu sama, makan bersama, tidak. Company menyediakan voucher untuk mereka beli di Grab ataupun beli di Foodpanda. Maksudnya mereka ada stress mereka ya ketika kerja. Lagi pula yang kita dapati beberapa pekerja kebanyakannya bekerja dari rumah, anak pun kat rumah, husband pun kat rumah, laptop sini laptop sana, ada masalah wifi. Jadi di pihak company kita ada satu masa itu kita punya boss sendiri, CEO kita tengah mendengar presentation daripada seorang sales manager, tetapi ada dengar bayi menangis. Jadi kita punya CEO terus kata, it's okay, stop first with the presentation, you off first of your screen, it's okay, you get back to me after that. Maksudnya kita membenarkan staff kita yang dalam keadaan yang dia pun tak minta untuk kerja kat rumah. Kita kalau boleh kita nak kerja kat office, betul. Let's say for the ones yang memang kerja kat corporate kan, nak bercari cantik, nak pagi-pagi ada coffee, letak kat meja like that kan, to feel the ambience of the working. Tapi sebabkan keadaan ini kita akan rasa benda ni macam kecil tapi besar impak dia. Jadi bos kami ketika itu terus kata, it's okay, handle baby dulu, tak apa, jadi kita sambung balik. So that as simple as that, the sales manager feel very relieved. She was very relieved sebab yelah present kat bos kot babe, CEO kot, tiba-tiba baby nangis. Kita pun macam, kita kalau kita terus marah, diam macam tu kan. But the boss terus macam cool, relax, tak apa, settle the baby first, kita akan ada lagi call balik because the business still run, company akan still run, tapi our family and our mental health adalah perkara utama untuk keep on working. Okay, saya harap jawapan saya memberikan jawapan kepada Fatana, harap bermanfaat. Okay, terima kasih Farah. Thank you Fatana for the question as well.
Wow, I feels like I wanna apply job at Nestle because Nestle have given a lot of gift to their employees. And there are reasons why big company macam HKLM, Nestle, there are reasons why this big company are big. They grow big sebab they have tolerance. I can see how HKLM as well as Nestle, they have tolerance on their employees. Thank you again. And now we're gonna take a look at our last winner. So who's gonna be our last winner? Let's see. Question from Najiha Natasha. So Najiha, you will be our last winner. Congratulations! And this question is for Pananija. What is your opinion regarding usage of food containers that is not eco-friendly? How do we train and educate the consumer regarding this issue? Since Serum, they really take care of food safety, right? So maybe you can give out your comment on this, Pananija.
Thank you, Najiha Natasha, for the question. So yeah, we are supporting the eco-friendly products. Definitely this one, to train and educate the consumer. This is the difficult topic because of consumer. Normally, yeah, staff also is a consumer. So I do agree with the eco friendly product to be introduced, because normally not only to the consumer, tetapi the manufacturer itself, they have to use this eco friendly punya produk lah. Ya, jadi nak salahkan kata consumer tu dia tak to train them. Tapi kalau the product itself is not eco-friendly, then it's also very difficult lah. Jadi not only to the consumer, but we train from the awal lagi, ya. Daripada awalnya, means that from the manufacturer itself, from the raw material, the one that they use, ya. Jadi dia bila dah sampai ke consumer tu, dia last stage. Jadi kalau kita nak make sure that the whole value chain tu ada that particular eco-friendly, kita kena start daripada the producer of the raw material itself, then only to the manufacturer, then only to the consumer. Jadi nak educate the consumer, to me, let's say if we, macam saya dengan Tuan Haji Rezoni, we are parents. So normally I do myself to educate my son who to follow that eco-friendly, ya. Kena pastikan satu, tengok label lah. Tengok label, ya. Tengok label sama ada ini eco-friendly or not. And as we know tu currently, ya, kalau tengok dia punya trend, the sustainability of businesses, they look into the environment friendly or not. Ya, kalau kita nak pergi buat, kalau kata kita nak export produk, kita nak buat pinjaman bank, those mereka pun melihat kepada ada tak the company itself jaga this environment, the social as well as the governance dalam mereka punya day to day punya operation. Jadi educate consumer bermula dengan kita sendiri sebenarnya. Ya, macam mana saya educate my son, my nephew, my niece on the halal. Contoh, ya, halal. Not this one eco friendly kan, tapi yang halal ni. Normally saya minta mereka bila beli makanan, beli jajan, beli apa-apalah yang dekat kedai tu, tengok dulu ada halal ke tak. The second one baru tengok expiry date dia. Then only kita tahu. The educating is actually educate people is actually lead by example from the parent itself. Ya. Dan saya nak menjawab kepada yang tadilah. Most of the question is actually the career pathway. Ya, career pathway of the graduates tadi, ya. Ini dah habis tau soalan daripada Najiha ni. So the next
So
ni
there might be some technical issue. Oh yeah. You
uh,
are back now, Puan Anija. There might be some internet connection problems.
now okay ke tak? Boleh dengar, ya?
Dah.
Okay. Ya, jangan risau mengenai saya dapat kerja ke tidak later on, ya. You punya certificate is basically sebagai tiket untuk you masuk stadium. Dalam stadium tu you boleh jadi apa sahaja. Jadi kalau dekat Sirim kita mengajar those not only the yang employee, ya, tapi yang tidak bekerja juga to become the entrepreneur. So jangan kita hanya put our mindset to macam kita kata nak kerja makan gaji. You have to think of, can I become the entrepreneur? Macam tu. Jadi ada tadi soalannya kata dia nak jadi macam dia nak join dalam medical punya sektor, atau dia boleh jadi entrepreneur kepada mask. Dia boleh jadi entrepreneur kepada banyak benda lah, maksudnya surgical glove and so on so forth, ya. Jadi Now you build your competency and later on you know apa yang you nak buat. Buat apa yang kita suka, yang diredai, yang penting ialah restu parents. Itu je. So back to eco-friendly. Pilih barang yang eco-friendly. Jangan musnahkan kita punya environment. Ya. Jangan nanti macam saya dengan Haji Rizal ni, maybe kita dah senior citizen kan, kita tak nak nanti bila kita mati tak tenang because of anak cucu kita kata ini Haji Rizal ni atau aku ni yang merosakkan environment, there goes flood everywhere. Jadi itulah kenapa kita perlu educate those ya eco-friendly tadi. Yang kalau boleh environment kita protect sekali. Ya. People, planet, profit, prosperity. Itu kena antara perkara yang penting dalam kita punya keadaan sekarang. Sustainability of businesses. Thank you very much. Hopefully boleh. Najiha, if anything, email kat saya. anija@sirim.my. Kita boleh cerita banyak mengenai eco-friendly. Thank you.
Ada dapat link lah. Dia terus ada collab dah macam tu. Senang je dapat apa. Contact terus dengan Puan Anija daripada sesi ni je.
Taklah, you semua macam anak-anak saya je. Thank you very much.
This is a big opportunities kan.
Yeah, exactly.
And also, I think Tuan Haji have more questions or something to say.
Yeah. Farah, thank you Farah. Saya minta laluan because I think ada beberapa soalan daripada Fairuz 1014. HKL is it in-house services? I mean, what is it? HKL ni sebenarnya kita prepare food untuk secara in-house lah, kita bukan outsourcing. Kita do from all my staff, my chef semua adalah kita punya government staff KKM. So untuk information Fairuz lah 10.14 pagi. So kita bukan outsider panggil caterer luar. So that's why we are controlling our budget, training, banyakkan in-house training, semua quality kita monitoring ni because macam saya katalah kita orang ada chef lebih kurang 80 orang lebih chef kita orang ada kat HKL. Okay. One Siti Aisyah 10.15 pagi dia kata how to make sure our subordinate follow the plan. Macam saya katalah jadi leader kena monitor. Itu yang kata dalam plan do check and action tadi tu. Kita dah plan, kita dah do, kita kena ada check. So that's why dalam saya pun ada lead auditor ISO 9001 version 2008 tu tengah refresher 2015 tapi kita dah ada refresher course. Puan Najah pun I think kita ada offer kan dekat Sirim memang nanti insyaAllah kita nak join sebab version tu kita dah belajar tetapi nak dapatkan sertifikat jadi certified tu kena belajar tapi I think implementation kita kat HKL kita ramai dah ada ISO 9001 2015 so dia tu One City check. The check is a monitor. So we have to monitor. Lepas tu kita akan buat action. So mana-mana subordinate kita yang lari, alignment lari macam kereta lari kan, alignment balancing tu betulkan balik insyaAllah. I think the same thing perkara yang sama ditanya oleh Wan Nur Aisyah pukul 10.27 pagi, how you monitor the performance of the people. Nanti sebenarnya lah sama jadi I think sama. I think the last one is menarik Nur Wahidah 10.29 pagi. Haji, how the formula untuk tahu kita ni burung mana yang mana satu? Okay. Haji ada dua cara je untuk tahu. Pertama, ya betul. Nombor satu adalah saya kena jumpa orang tu personally. Kalau nampak dalam ni saya tak nampak macam Farah, okay? Macam mana nak different Farah ni very dominant di ataukah dia ni ada certain hybrid antara eagle dengan burung merak. Kecuali saya jumpa dia, saya berbual dia, tengok dia punya gesture, gerak laku dia. Sebab ni tak nampak appearance keseluruhannya. Jadi Nur Wahidah kena jemput datang ke UiTM Dungun. Okey, kata apa? Kedua adalah cara ni lah kalau saya nak saya akan bagi selepas buat penilaian secara berjumpa. Kedua saya akan suruh anda melukis satu binatang. Dalam tempoh yang singkat, lebih kurang dalam 15 saat. Saya akan suruh satu lukisan. From lukisan tu saya akan tahu you karakter yang mana. Adakah you really dove, adakah really eagle, ada really merak ataupun antaranya burung hantu. Contohlah, saya kalau burung-burung yang merpati ni kan, kita ada bagi satu kertas A4, I think untuk Wahidah beritahu. Kita just tanya je. Okey, lukiskan seekor binatang, kata contohnya kucing yang comel. You tahu tak ada orang lukis kucing tu besar-besar sangat, kucing lukis habis satu kertas A4. Ada orang lukiskan kat ujung corner kanan, ujung corner kiri. Ada orang tulis tengah-tengah kecilnya. Itu karakter yang kita from that one karakter, because saya belajar kelas ni, because saya memang soft skill. Saya soft skill coaching juga yang certified. So from that one, kenapa kertas besar-besar macam ni you lukis Wahidah kecil je tengah? Confidence level kurang. Tapi kalau dia jenis yang eagle ni, habis kalau kertas boleh, minta kertas lagi satu boleh tak? Contoh je. So from that one karakter, budak ni luar biasa lah. Dan first impression dia tengok. Itu je. Tapi ada banyak teknik, because saya ada tajuk khas untuk 4 ekor burung ni, because I learn from my apa kata private punya sector. So untuk belajar 4 burung ni pun perlukan 3 hari lah untuk understand all. Okay, thank you. Jumpa lagi. Okay, itu saja Farah. I think ada soalan yang ada dalam grup. Okay, thank you. Jumpa lagi insyaAllah.
Okay. Thank you again, Haji, Mr. Haji Rizwani. And wow, we have been for how many hours for this webinar, right? And as the Q&A session has already been ended, so again, for Fatana, Nik Nuroifa, and as well as the last winner, let's see, who is it again?
Najiha.
Yeah, for Najiha. So the three of you guys, make sure there will be a QR code. Here is the QR code. Make sure to scan and chat the person in charge to claim your prize. And as the Q&A session has been done, I feel so sad that our webinar session has already been at the end of our webinar session. So this is quite sad, because I think I want to continue more, like 5 or 7 hours, because I can get a lot of knowledge from our 3 amazing panels. So before I end this webinar, let me wrap a few things. I could conclude that leadership and training, it's not easy. Just like we have issues, there will be issues, and a lot of things that will happen. And leadership can have an individual to build one's skills, set goals, work on the approach, believe in their potential, and improve awareness. And throughout this webinar, I gained a lot of knowledge regarding CRM, Nestle, HKLM, how they operate the company themselves, and how to apply leadership and training based on this different big company. And as again, I just so starstruck by what Haji quoted on if we what is it, the party quote, it just like Star Trek for me, because as I do believe that a big company will always survive if they are humble, even though how much knowledge they have, how much skills they have. And again, thank you on behalf of the organizer. I would like to say thank you and appreciate to the panelists for joining us today, and to all our participants today. I know as a leader, a student, or even a person, I have learned a lot to be a good person, a better person, and I can as well as apply these things when I go to work in the future. And on behalf of the organizer, thank you for joining our webinar today. Thank you again for Miss Diana, Puan Anija,
Thank
Tuan Haji
you.
Rizani. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you for having us. Thank you so much. And we hope that the knowledge that we give today, which is, I believe that the knowledge is to be shared. And in this session of training, coaching, and mentoring, I would say that we have 3 sectors differently, which is from medicational, from serum, and then Nestle as a company in serving the food. And we will be like very enchanted if the knowledge that we share today will be something that very, very valuable for you guys to apply in your life and your future.
Yeah, thank you, Miss
Bagi
Diana. Maybe Tuan Haji, if you
I
have
think
any.
saya pun nak minta maaf juga kepada Farah, pada participant juga, pada 2 panel yang saya hormati. Saya doakan semoga anda semua akan berjaya. Hendaknya saya kata jangan risau pasal kata kejaya tadi Puan Nandiyah cakap, semasa depan tu Allah tentukan rezeki ada di mana-mana. Dan seperti saya doakan anda semua berjaya, final year student dan juga siapa-siapa yang berkaitan ini. Dan juga
Seems like Tuan Haji have an internet connection issues. Maybe Puan Anija, you have any last comment or throughout our webinar? Maybe.
Yeah,
anything to add on?
thank you UiTM Dungun for inviting me. Yeah, it's actually a knowledge sharing sajalah. Yeah, the best one is if you can practice those. Itu je. So saya pun nak berterima kasih juga kepada panel ya. Saya suka sebab macam kita boleh ada chemistry lah kan Diana kan?
Yes,
The bonding.
Ada chemistry di situ. Thank you juga Farah. Thank you very much. You have done a great job.
Oh, thank you.
Ah,
of the
cuma
team.
agree. Retweet.
Yes, exactly. Not only maksudnya Farah yang nampak lah kan, tapi the rest of the secretariat and also the committee of the
Yeah.
this webinar. Ya, thank you very much. Terima kasih
Badrul,
kerana
Umar, Khairul.
terima kasih sebab apa? Maksudnya dia layan saya ni yang tak pandai IT.
Itu maksudnya
saya batin.
maksudnya training tu tak ikut umur kan, asal ada ilmu boleh share.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, thank you very much. If you have anything, do let me know. Anija@sirim.my as I mentioned just now. Saya di section 2. Jadi kalau lalu je dekat Sirim tu, just drop by, say hi and then boleh makan dekat tepi tasik nearby di Sirim depan tu kan. Same goes to Diana jugalah. Same goes to Farah ya. Untuk semua. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, thank you very much again, Puan Anija. And as we have rolled up all of this, so again, I want to say thank you to all the audiences for joining our webinar today. And we really appreciate your participation throughout our webinar. We will now show the closing ceremony video. Once again, we would like to remind you to fill in the KI form. Thank you very much. And I hope everyone could gain a lot of knowledge from here. And this webinar will end automatically when the closing ceremony videos end. Thank you very much again, Puan Anija, Miss Diana, and also Tuan Haji who
missing from action ya.
Oh, Tuan is back.
Haji dah balik dah Haji.
We're gonna
Lain putus. Tiba-tiba lain putus.
we're gonna close
Okay.
this event now. Thank you very much. Again.
Salah Haji. Ni sabotage.
Dia tiba-tiba last minute je dia hilang. Kata orang hilang.
Alright, thank you Haji. Maaf Zai batin.
Sama-sama minta maaf.